This is a ceremonial dish. There is this legend that says the Aztecs boiled their enemies' bodies in broths and then eat it.
Thousands of years ago, the Aztec people believed they would know where to build a great city when they saw an eagle perched on a cactus eating a snake. Indeed, they've built that city. As an American, I thought I knew Mexican food.
This soup is made out of cow stomach. It's called pancito. It's called pancita.
That is, until I came to Mexico.
The salsa is not very spicy.
Yeah, it's not that spicy. I thought it was spicy. I have heartburn right now.
Now it's clear I didn't know shit.
I'm very stoked to be here. This is a factory for tortillas. Sorry, I said it the American way. I mean tortillas.
In this series, Best Ever Food Review Show is on a mission to experience the vibrant,
This is awesome. My whole life I've been eating tamales wrong.
dynamic,
This one is stealing my heart. I love it.
crave-worthy food of Mexico.
That's incredible.
It's normal in Mexico.
We're going deep, hunting down the most unique food you'll find anywhere in the world.
I'm telling you, if scientists dug this up, they would say it was a dinosaur.
And I'm connecting with some of this country's most knowledgeable ambassadors of Yum.
Mexico is a wide country. You have a lot of regional food in different states.
And right now we're in kind of the center of Mexico.
We're in the center.
Super high up, 2,000 feet higher than Denver.
Yeah, you should feel it.
Yeah, I do feel it. I'm always gasping for air.
Here in North America's largest city, a city of over 10 million, you can find dollar street food that will explode your mind.
This is ridiculous. There's no way in the US you're gonna find this kind of quality.
For the adventurous, if you go to the right places, you can find another world you never knew existed.
Wild boar, ostrich, I could see lion as well.
Did you say lion?
Lion, that's correct.
Today, we're starting with the traditional culinary staples that have withstood the test of time. And it all starts here.
Senor?
Vicente Chávez, a sus órdenes.
Is that his name?
You can call him Chente.
Oh, that's his name.
Yeah, his name.
This is Jazmin, and this is Mr. Vicente, the chicharon man.
I noticed you have a big box of skin.
If you want to learn about Mexican cuisine, this is the perfect place to start.
So they cut the meat in this diagonal pattern.
To give it texture. And then they parboil it for 5 hours.
Chicharon, it's like pork rinds.
Do you think we could put one of those in there?
¿Podemos echar uno?
Claro que sí.
All right, let's do it.
Here, they go from skin to giant, bubbly, crispy creation within minutes.
All right, so now he's unraveling it, putting it into one piece. I mean, this is like half a pig right here. What is the secret to the perfect chicharron?
El secreto es la temperatura aquí.
He doesn't know the exact temperature, but he knows how to.
Do you feel it here in your El Harto?
En la vista.
Oh, he sees it with his eyes.
With his eyes.
That makes a lot more sense.
In many places where you find meat braising and food frying, you can bet it's not oil being used, it's animal lard.
This is like one giant crispy cracker right here. And so you can see that score pattern really coming to work here. Everything's expanded and moved apart a little bit.
Quebrar, dile que no se le vaya a quebrar. No, no.
Don't move it a lot because you can break it and it's gonna fall down.
Oh, he wants to break it. Okay. He goes, careful, don't break it. Let me break it.
Chicharron is used in a load of Mexican dishes, including the breakfast I'll be trying soon.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Sir, this was amazing. You're a chicharron legend.
Modern Mexican food we see today evolved from Mayan, Aztec, and Spanish cuisines. Cactus, corns, beans, chilies, tomatoes, cacao, avocado, limes, the list goes on. These indigenous ingredients are the core of Mayan and Aztec cooking. Then, the Spanish came, contributing dairy products and livestock. In each dish, you'll find vibrant colors, flavors, and textures. That includes our breakfast.
Thank you. Gracias. How's my pronunciation?
Pretty American.
Oh, is that right? Okay, I'll work on it.
One of the best places to break your fast in Mexico City is Fonda Margarita. And folks, line up here from the crack of dawn.
What is in front of us now?
These are pork rinds with salsa verde. These are a specialty of the house. Basically, eggs, beans, and lard.
Refried beans with egg, or you could also call it
Frijoles con huevo.
If I could have called it a second thing, I would have called it that.
melt lard in a skillet. Throw in mashed black beans and scrambled eggs. Fry it up and serve once you've achieved the signature shape.
Please, be my guest.
Oh, see, I'm already confused. I would have just eaten it. So we put that in there?
Yeah, you have to make a taco.
So this is bean and egg.
Don't forget the lard.
Yeah, don't forget the lard. So we roll it up and give it a bite. Oh. Interesting. Warm, soft beans. It's kind of a little bean burrito.
Yeah, sort of.
But it's a bit on the mild side. Are you gonna add some flavor to it now?
Yes, I like to make it spicy.
Sauce reigns supreme in Mexican kitchens, and salsa is on top of them all.
This is like the wrapper. This is what holds everything. This is like the main hearty thing we're eating, and this is the flavor.
Salsas of all colors, flavors, and consistencies exist to cater to every dish imaginable.
Better?
Oh, that's very nice. Now it's alive. That salsa changes everything. It's super fresh, a little bit spicy.
Garlicky.
Oh, a little bit of garlic too, huh?
If you want to make it like more pungent, you add some salsa.
That is outstanding. Salsa is remarkable. Before we eat too much more, I want to ask you about you.
I'm a food writer and food content creator.
Jazmin is the founder of Food Police Mexico on Instagram. She's the perfect person to share a table with as I dip my toe into the world of Mexican cuisine.
Most Americans, including myself, have kind of a limited idea of what Mexican food is. Most of the Mexican food we eat in the USA is like Tex-Mex.
It's a mixture between the northern food of Mexico and the southern food of the United States.
Right.
But Mexico is a wide country.
When it comes to local food, Mexico is divided into 7 regions. You'll find the best cattle in the north, Spanish-influenced dishes in the Bajío, delicious seafood on the North Pacific coast or the Gulf, and the southern areas offer more long-held indigenous recipes. Mexico City's central location means it's inherited the best of flavors from around the country. That includes chicharon and salsa verde.
This is a typical food from the center. These are pork rinds with salsa verde.
They heat lard in a clay pot over a charcoal grill. Throw in some onion and a generous portion of salsa verde. It's one of the most common salsas in Mexico, with jalapeno, lime, cilantro, and tomatillos. Next, add in smaller portions of chicharon and let the pot simmer for 15 minutes.
I always like to start with a little square. Those are lard.
Wow. It's like a diamond cut piece of skin with a bunch of lard and fat attached. It's really beautiful. I should have proposed to my wife with this.
Qué bonito.
My jokes are not landing in Mexico. Well, it's really interesting. The fat is pretty gooey and slippery, kind of slides down your throat, and then that little piece of skin is actually a little harder to chew through. It's kind of tough. It just seems like every bite has a little bit different texture, right? Mm-hmm. Wait, hold on. You put this in a tortilla too?
Yeah.
Can everything go in a tortilla?
Everything.
What about cheesecake?
To Mexicans, tortillas make the meal. A typical Mexican family of 4 consumes more than 2 pounds of tortillas a day.
That is fascinating. This is real wet and spongy inside. For me, this salsa is giving life to everything. This is a fantastic start. We have a lot more food to try today. Are you still hungry?
Not right now, but I'm gonna be.
All right, let's do it.
There's a saying in Mexico, no corn, no country. Corn was domesticated by the Mayans long, long ago, and it's been inextricably tied to the lives of Mexican people ever since. It shapes daily meals, it inspires architects, its growing cycle even influences the time of festivals. Today, 59 native species of corn take part in over 600 Mexican dishes, from everyday items like tortillas to the ceremonial dish we're about to try next.
Onions, lime, sour cream. Is this oregano?
Oregano.
More chicharon. Oh my gosh. Wait, all this is gonna go in the soup.
Yes.
This is a food called...
Pozole.
The word pozole rings in most Mexicans' ears with a note of nostalgia, conjuring memories of family reunions and special events. This dish stands out for many reasons, but this meal still starts with the soup itself.
It's green, and then is this chicken or beef?
This is pork.
Nailed it.
A dish that's not easy to nail, but here at Los Tolucos, they've been making it for 40 years. It starts with a pig head simmering for hours until it becomes tender. This creates the base for the broth. In the meantime, prepare the hominy. Hominy is a signature of Mexican cuisine, corn kernels that are soaked in lime or lye to eliminate the grain's coating. This also makes it less fibrous and easier to digest. For the pozole, each of the stems is removed by hand, one painstaking kernel at a time. That's what these guys are doing. It takes 12 hours to simmer the hominy in the broth, so they usually leave it overnight. And the pork is added in the morning. Enhance your bowl your way with green salsa, sour cream, Mexican oregano, chili powder, avocado, tostadas, chicharon, onion, or lime.
How does this work?
You have to put everything inside the pozole. I like to begin with
please, show
onion.
me.
It also helps you balance the plate. Oregano helps you prepare your tummy for all this dish. But if you put too much, you may start to cough.
I feel like I'm in some like medieval pharmacy.
Chile, we better try it to see if it's not that spicy.
I'll be careful.
It's kind of spicy.
All right. I will not taste it. You tasted it for us?
All the avocado you can handle.
This is a lot of stuff.
We again meet with chicharon, as you can see. I like it with a lot of lime. Then you have to mix it.
It's gorgeous. It's green. There's like big chunks of avocado. We can see the pork skin. Let's go for it.
Good?
Yeah, it's good. Like a very hearty soup. The taste is interesting. Let me see if I can describe it. It's not like a traditional broth. It's almost like a split pea soup, how it's kind of almost a gravy that's been made with the broth and the starch together. And the taste is kind of mild, nothing super intense.
Pozole reminds me of the house of my parents in the Independence Day.
Do you know how this became associated with that holiday?
No.
Yeah, if you ask me like why do we eat turkeys on Thanksgiving, I wouldn't know. There's so much in here. The avocado and the chicharon give it different types of texture, but they both add a lot to it. A bit of corn flavor coming through. And then there's just big, beautiful, stringy pieces of pork. This is like a big, full, robust meal. What stands out most about this dish is that this is not a simple dish. There's a lot of time and preparation that goes into this.
I have seen that they sell pozole in the way they sell instant soups. I never tried it. I don't want to do it. This is a ceremonial dish. There is this legend that says that the Aztecs invented pozole when they boiled their enemies' bodies in broths and then eat it.
Were they really bad at farming? Or are they just really badass?
We only had chickens, imagine that.
Okay. If you only have chickens, you might as well just eat a guy.
When it comes to creating authentic Mexican cuisine, there's one ingredient you simply can't do without: the chilies. They're what really make the food pop. Chile is just the surname of a family of 60, and they tend to carry a second name depending on their state: fresh or dried, pickled or roasted. Chilies usually accompany dishes in the form of salsas, moles, powders, or flakes, but sometimes they're cast for the main role.
Chef, put her there.
Hola, Aníbal Silva.
Hola. How do you say chef in Spanish?
Chef?
Ah, I know a lot of Spanish.
We're standing in front of La Poblanita de Tacubaya. In half a decade of operation, this restaurant has won numerous international awards, all thanks to one dish that everyone in Mexico knows.
What is the name of this food?
Chile nogada.
Chile means chili, like a big pepper, right?
Exactly.
And novada?
Nogada.
Nogada.
Nogada is a sauce made of walnuts.
But I heard that, okay, there's a car behind you guys. Okay, let's go over here.
Chili peppers, walnuts, onions, beef, pomegranate, raisin, tomato, pears. The list of ingredients goes on without following any apparent theme. All this makes up chile and nogada.
Nogada.
Nogada. First, chop the various vegetables and fruits.
So is it more of a dessert or is it more of a savory item?
Something in between.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. All right, this interview is going really good so far.
Beef, stir-fried with fruit and nuts. A chili pepper, grilled on the stove before having its skin and seeds removed.
Why is this dish so special to people here?
Pues lo hacemos por la celebración del 15
There are so many legends about the chile nogada, but they say that it's a dish that is connected to the independence of Mexico because you will find the colors of the Mexican flag.
After the beef is covered with the grilled chili pepper, this whole lump of random ingredients is blanketed with a puree of white, sweet, creamy sauce made with walnuts. Garnish with parsley on one side and pomegranate seeds on the other.
This looks awesome. It's a little hard to see visually, but it's just so white. So all the details and contours get lost. You don't realize that there's like really a giant pepper underneath here. Can we taste the sauce?
Yes.
Oh, it's like a really yummy yogurt. It is so sweet and delicious. It's got little pieces of walnut, and then there's pomegranate in here too.
It's a very, very complex dish because you have to peel off the walnuts, each walnut, because the skin can make the sauce a bit bitter.
It's hard for me to believe it's not, but now I'm getting some taste of like beef in there too.
Yes.
Oh, this is so weird because at first I would swear it's a dessert. Split it right in half, and then I'm gonna just spread it open for the world to see. It is better than Christmas morning. I like it. It's so interesting. It's like this ground meat is really well seasoned, a little bit savory, a little bit sweet, and you're chewing on fruit. This is like the weirdest fruit cobbler ever.
This is a seasonal dish. It used to be only during September, but the seasons of the fruits have changed because of global warming. So you can find the pear and the apple from July.
Global warming, not all bad, right? Is that your point? I love it. Today, everything we've tried has been very traditional, but some of it's been a little bit more understated. It wasn't too wild. This is exploding. This is fireworks in my mouth. And even when you mix in grilled pepper, right? If you described it to me, I would say, that sounds kind of gross. And I'm eating it now and I can't believe how much I love it. This is one of the most unique dishes that I've tried so far during this trip. It is my first day. I've only tried about 4 foods. But I don't know. It's gonna be really hard to top this. That is very unique.
Mexican street food is known for being delicious and affordable.
For this whole thing right here, it's $1.25. That's a good deal.
So today, I'm gonna put these price tags to the test, seeing if I can spend over $100 on one full day of eating.
This might be impossible.
I'm headed to Xochimilco Market, a teeming hive of activity with skilled vendors and plenty of food.
Oh, it took my breath away.
Here, you'll find a load of Mexico's street food staples under one roof.
The most fun part of this trip so far is just finding all this Mexican food that really isn't available in the USA.
Time to put my stomach and my wallet to the test. Mercado de Xochimilco, one of Mexico's most traditional markets, dating all the way back to the 1950s.
This place is loaded with vendors of all types.
Now it has over 450 vendors inside and out.
There's people with vegetables, produce, cilantro, in particular right here. She has cilantro. Sorry, you're on the show now.
Our first food for today, right here.
Hola.
In the mornings, people come here for her steaming hot, full-on carb breakfast. Chilaquiles, chilaquiles verdes. A dish that combines this city's two staples, corn tortillas and salsa.
Yes. See, we're interacting.
First, chilaquiles with salsa verde, or green salsa, is scooped up from a hot, steaming vessel. Then, it's doused with cream.
This is some pollo. That means chicken. What's up, 8th grade Spanish? Onion, yes. See.
After the chicken, she adds diced onions and some cheese.
Here, it's over a pound of food. It's making my wrist tired. They can also put all of this into a sandwich, but I've opted to not do that today. I'm gonna take a little bite from the corner here. Oh, it's still warm. It's steaming hot. So immediately you taste the corn flavor. The salsa is soaked into the tortillas so it's not dry, but it's not quite a soup. It's something in between. That's just in the corner though. On top of that, she's put layers of more stuff. All that, I'm gonna get a nice bite here. It looks like cottage cheese, but it is not that. Oh, it's so good. It has a similar consistency to like a mashed potato that's still a little bit chunky. Obviously, you're not really gonna taste the chicken. The main flavor is coming from that salsa and from the sour cream. The onions offer a nice crisp. Oh my gosh, this is really irresistible. I'm blown away that this is $1. So I'm excited that it's $1 and I'm worried that it's $1 because if this is $1, how am I gonna get to $100? On to the next food.
Time to head inside, into the heart of this market, filled with endless food potential. Cocina Rebecca, or Rebecca's Kitchen, a small restaurant within this bustling market owned by Miss Rebecca.
This is our second food already, and right here, this bowl, $5. We're 6% of our way to our goal to $100.
For over 40 years, she's been providing patrons with traditional local favorites.
This soup is made out of cow stomach called pancito. Pancito? It's called pancita.
The cow stomach is put into an already made broth and stirred until its colors merge with the red chilies. After it cooks through, the stomach is cut into small bite-sized pieces, then served with the chili broth.
This is awesome because aside from the stomach, they have what looks like the cow hoof that's just been boiled forever until it's become kind of soft and gelatinous.
On the sides, a variety of flavor enhancers, limes, onions, red salsa, and even more chili.
Right here, dry chilies. It's in an old Nescafe bottle. This reminds me of my friend. His mother would use the same containers to put ghee inside. That's good. Recycling, save the planet, and so forth. Now let's eat this animal. Before I do anything, I'm gonna just taste this broth. Oh, it took my breath away. The broth is so fatty, it's almost become creamy. Give it a little bit of a squeeze. They say put in onion. I'm gonna give it a little bit more salsa to make it slightly picante. I mean spicy. I'm that annoying guy who's learned 10 words of Spanish and won't stop saying them. This is the cow feet. Give it a try. It's kind of gooey. It's got some chew to it, mixed with some crunchy onions. That is outstanding. It is time to work our way up to the stomach. The cow stomach. It's one of the most bizarre looking organs. It's like kind of fuzzy and furry. It reminds me of a big shag carpet on the one side. Why it's so fuzzy? I feel like I'm eating a rug. It's so weird. The first bite was really fuzzy and furry, and it freaked me out a little bit. Second one was a lot more chewy, which I liked. Delicious, outstanding. That's food number 2. We have a lot more to go.
Our next food, pozole. This is a pre-Hispanic delicacy made from a plant I've never seen before.
This is a farm plant. It looks like something that would grow on the side of the highway.
It's high in nutrition, including calcium, fiber, and a bunch of other vitamins.
I have 2 versions of it here. This one's been probably boiled a bit.
Its applications are versatile, as the seeds can be used for harvesting, while the flower buds can be used for cooking.
That what you just saw there is actually inside of here. It's kind of a stringy food.
Now, the preparation. Boiled pozole are stuffed with Mexican cheese and encased in a whipped batter, usually made from egg.
On each of these stems, you can like pull off all of these things like this. So that's what's supposed to happen in your mouth when you eat that version.
The battered pozole are deep fried before being slathered in a tomato sauce.
I'm grabbing the stick end. All the cheese is gonna come off, right? Wow. You can see the green part inside. There's cheese covering it. There's sauce on top of that. This is gonna be a mess. Here we go. Not going well. It's just too long to put the whole thing in there. Or is it? Ladies, look away. I mean, men, look away. Turn off your TVs. If I just came here and no one told me, I'd be eating the stick and everything, and I'd be like, it's not that good. But when you peel everything off, it's almost like mashed peas, and the flavors are just kind of gentle. This is queso Oaxaca, cheese from the region of Oaxaca. Now, I thought Wisconsin cheese curds were good. This gives Wisconsin cheese curds a run for their money. It's like a really good mozzarella that has way more texture to it. They also have tortillas on the side. You can actually strip off the food like you're pulling meat off a kebab and put it in the taco. Look at the excellent work I've done. All right, let's try it out. It's a tomato sauce, but it's super gentle, not a ton of flavor, and what a unique preparation. And it costs only $3. We are well on our way to 100. Let's keep this shit moving. Ship. I said ship. Ship.
Our $100 challenge continues as I'm heading deeper into the market to a place called La Hilla de Cabrera.
Boom, we have food number 4 right here. I should have asked questions about it. What is this?
This stall is almost as old as the market itself. First established in 1969, Miss Norma Cabrera is its owner.
So right here we have the gordita.
The popular dishes, quesadillas, and gorditas.
Embarrassingly, I've heard of a gordita at Taco Bell. The crunchy gordita crunch, is that a thing?
Crispy gordita crunch.
The crispy gordita crunch. This, it actually looks a lot better.
The word gordita literally translates into little fat one. May I advise not calling your wife this if you'd like to prolong your life expectancy. This starts with a thick corn dough that's stuffed with chicharon.
I love that the fillings are very unique, something that you also won't find at Taco Bell. Okay, I swear to God, I'm gonna stop comparing everything to Taco Bell very soon.
After stuffing, the dough is flattened and grilled with pork lard, a substitution for butter. When it's ready, she cuts the now crispy dough in half. Adds more lard and more fillings.
We have iceberg lettuce. We have cheese. They call it basket cheese. Why? I don't know. You guys can do your own research too. I think you're becoming too dependent on me at this point.
Lastly, add a bit of pasilla chili or Mexican brown salsa. Finally, it's ready to serve.
Oh, this is how you know it's good. It's already dripping. It is such a thick, satisfying crunch on the outside. On the inside, the lettuce is giving it a nice bit of texture. Oh my goodness. I'm in the very center now. I'm getting a little bit more of that chicharon. It's a little heavy, a little oily, and just slightly gamey. My gosh, take a look at this. So it's just savory. It's a little bit warm, not spicy at all. The most fun part of this trip so far is just finding all this Mexican food that really isn't available. There's like a certain type of Mexican food in the USA, and then it kind of is limited to that. For this whole thing right here, it's $1.25. That's a good deal. Super delicious. We are 4 foods in. I'm still hungry. Let's do some more. Right here is our next menu item. It looks fantastic. This is called, I'm gonna try not to have a panic attack as I say this, huarache. See?
This Mexican dish got its name from a footwear, the sandal to be exact, and it looks like the most delicious sandal I've ever seen.
This is not quick to make, and I'm finding that food here, what you make kind of depends on where you are and what time of day you're selling.
First, stuff black beans in the masa dough and flatten. Then give it its iconic oblong shape before tossing it on the flat top.
Here, these vendors are here all day. They've got time. The lady this morning, no time. She would move so quickly, she could serve up 5 breakfasts in like a minute. But here, this took about 8 minutes for this one dish right here.
Now, the bill. Pasilla chile, green salsa, red salsa, top that with onions, cheese, lettuce, and finally, grilled salted beef. Time to eat.
Let's try just the beef. It's delightfully chewy, super salty, a little bit funky. I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know how you eat this because it's huge and they don't exactly give you a fork. I'm gonna just lift it up like this. Ooh, first of all, I think I bit into the spicy end. It's got a nice hit, it warms you up. The bread here is so dense. Oh, that's so good. So as you eat your way through, supposedly the flavors should be changing. I'm going from red to green now. Man, I really go between loving red then loving green. The red's a bit more spicy. Green is super fresh and flamboyant. I'm on the other end now. It's a little hard to distinguish between what is bean and what is the darker salsa, but let's try it out. The sauce there, not as spicy. It's fun because the more you move around, the more different flavors you get. This is the kind of meal that's just gonna sink to the bottom of your stomach like the Titanic. And then it's gonna stay on the bottom of your stomach for as long as the Titanic did before James Cameron found it. Did he find it? Do you guys ever wonder why Rose didn't share the door with Jack? They tried like once. Jack was like, oh, let me try to get on. And it like wasn't convenient. And Rose was like, can you die instead? And he's like, yeah, you're super hot. Anyways, this is 5 foods now. It's starting to hit me, but I'm still determined. Let's keep going.
We are on a roll, already up to food number 6. Now this I actually have seen before. It's called a pambazo. Calvin and I tried something like this at the State Fair of Texas. Now I'm in Mexico City trying the original.
Hey, epic reveal.
First, they dip the bread in a red guajillo pepper sauce and grill it with lard.
When I ate it with Calvin, they put so much chili sauce on it that our hands were just caked and completely red. Here, clean hands.
Then the fillings, potatoes mixed with chorizo, then lettuce, some queso fresco, and lastly, the crema.
I'm gonna sit here like a little schoolboy. Here we go. Oh, super delicious. They put sour cream on so many different foods here, but it's really different than the sour cream you would get in the US. It's very like liquidy. It's filled with a lot of stuff, but what you're really tasting is the seasoned potato mixed with chorizo. I couldn't tell you if the bun actually had any flavor to it. No, it's the salsa they're putting on here. I don't think it's adding a lot of flavor, but it's making it very nice. It's very pretty. The price, $1.25. That's outrageous. I came out here today with the goal of eating $100 worth of food. I never give up until it's really the end, but spending $100 in Mexico on street food, this might be impossible.
As impossible as this challenge seems right now, I am pressing forward, determined to hit that $100 mark.
Oh yeah, hi, so what is this?
Tlacoyo.
Tlacoyo. Tlacoyo.
Yeah.
This dish right here is very exciting. This is nopales. This is the cactus we saw outside. Right here, take a look at this. This is a cactus. People eat cactus here, it's awesome. Puedo touch? I know how to say can I don't know how to say touch. This is big, it's flat, and most notably, they've cut off all the parts that can hurt you. Convenient.
The nopales are usually julienne. Here, they're making it into a cactus salad, ready to top our next food.
I want to pick up just one of these because I'm so curious about it. The inside feels kind of slimy, like okra that's been boiled. ¿Qué es esto? What is this? It's got some texture, but it's a little slimy too. It is like the cross between okra and a green pepper that's been boiled for a long time.
Like so many other street food treats in Mexico City, the tlacoyo starts with a corn dough, but this time it's stuffed with cheese. Soon she adds the nopales salad and more cheese.
I'm gonna take a big bite, here we go. All of the dishes in here have kind of a similar dough base, just really heavy, dense, and oily. This cheese is a little bit more sharp. These are some random toppings and random ingredients I would not expect to see together. Topping that with cactus, that's wild. Napales. This has got to be painful. Everybody who speaks Spanish is turning this off right now, as well you should. This one right here, $1.25. Super affordable, probably not a surprise.
I have space in my 4-chambered stomach for one final food. This is my last chance to get this challenge done. I'm hoping this last food costs around $90. But you know what? I kind of doubt it will. I'm heading back to Miss Norma's stall to try out her other most popular dish.
Guys, I'm in the kitchen with Norma. Hola.
Hola, buenos días, tardes ya.
Can we subtitle that, please?
Huitlacoche. It's a blue quesadilla, something I've never seen before.
So I'm ordering one of these. It's like a skinny quesadilla.
It starts with a blue corn dough rather than the usual white.
So first, she puts on the queso. Someone said, oh, when you go to Mexico, they don't have cheese. That's just Tex-Mex. Incorrectamundo. There's a lot of cheese here.
Now for that special ingredient, corn smut.
Smut doesn't sound like that positive of a word. Wikipedia, corn smut is a plant disease. It's a plant disease. We're eating a plant disease? Let me read more. Maybe this takes a turn somewhere. Corn smut is a plant disease caused by pathogenic fungus. It's getting worse, I think. The fungus forms gales on all above ground parts of corn species. It is edible. Good.
Turns out this plant disease is considered a delicacy here in Mexico, and it's often used as a filling for quesadillas.
So I've had a lot of quesadillas in my life, usually chicken or beef, and no one's ever offered me corn smut. Soon she's gonna close that up, and this is gonna be one unique quesadilla. Gracias. Hey. Look at this. It's like a quesadilla for a baby. Oh, you gotta start your kids early on quesadillas. The smut smells kind of earthy. Let's try it out. Oh, uh-oh, she's looking at me. I like it. She has a sinister laugh. That's really interesting. Yeah, it's earthy and almost kind of grainy and very sour. It almost tastes like it's been aged or fermented for a bit, but it's not super strong. I love the cheese, and I'm getting to know the smut. It's like when your best friend goes to a different college, and then you have to get to know his college friend. It's like the cheese is my best friend, and the smut is like, all right, you guys play Halo too? We got something in common at least. I just would love to give this quesadilla to my mom, or if somebody just has no idea what it is, and I say, no, don't open it, just eat it. And then after they take a bite, I go, okay, but look, you ate that. It doesn't taste bad, but I don't know if it's the look of it or the fact that it's corn fungus that really just sticks out in my mind. I can't get over it. This is my final food. I can't take any more. I'm stuffed from here. We're gonna tally up the total, and I'm gonna find out if I broke the $100 mark for this $100 street food challenge. Let's find out. Guys, that is the end of the video. I simply cannot put any more food in. In fact, I need to burn some of this energy off. Today was outstanding and almost overwhelming. As somebody who thought they understood Mexican food, I've come here and I realized I know nothing. And I have so much more to learn. I have an open mind and an even more open, not heart, mouth. But we did come here for a reason today, and that reason was to challenge myself to spend $100 on street food. Now, I'm tabulating the results. There's beep boop noises. There's calculator sounds. Today, after eating 8 different street foods, did I break $100? The total eaten for today is $17. Oh. That's not even close. I'm blown away by the quality and the diversity and the flavors. So many different foods I've never had before, all in one day for $17. 8 different things. It's unreal, unbelievable.
Tacos. Originating in Mexico, they're one of the most beloved foods in North America.
When you first visit the city, you'll find there are taquerias everywhere. Places where you can get delicious tacos, but it's not like tacos in the USA.
If you thought tacos here would be stuffed with the usual chicken, cheese, and sour cream,
You think that's spicy?
Yes.
prepare to have your mind exploded.
You ready?
I'm born ready for tacos.
It's not brisket.
Today I'm on a mission to find the most iconic,
He's a loco.
utterly bizarre,
We're literally gonna be eating a giant cow eyeball.
and outstandingly delicious tacos you'll find in Mexico or anywhere else.
Very happy.
Very happy.
In tiny kitchens pushing out big flavors,
It's so very good.
using taco fillings you've never seen before. And it all starts now. I'm at El Borrego Ruido. In a city with literally thousands of taco joints, this place stands out.
The morning is just beginning, and I discovered this amazing meaty treasure right here. This is pastor, 3 feet of pork. It's so thick, it's like one of the Rock's thighs. But we are not having this. Oh no, I'm starting with...
Yes, that is an entire cow head. And it turns out this isn't a rare sight for taquerias in this city. The head meat is some of the best meat you could fill your taco with.
Today we're starting our taco breakfast with this, our main ingredient.
These taco dealers have been around since 1969.
You got it? Oh, he just pulled out like 6 teeth. This is like Hannibal Lecter's dream if he was a cow.
Here you can eat inside or in the comfort of your own car in the parking lot.
It's already been boiling for a good 5-6 hours, so it's really soft. Oh yes, that's like the temple right there.
When this place gets popping, they have up to 65 staff filling orders and satisfying cravings.
This does not look like a cow to me. I'm telling you, if scientists dug this up, they would say it was a dinosaur. All right, he breaks the jar. That could be a paperweight. That took like 5 minutes. He just took all the skin off of this cow head. This is not what I was expecting when I woke up this morning to have for breakfast. Cow head tacos. Let's go.
The head is cut into smaller, more manageable, less identifiable chunks. Then it's steamed on this flat top so it stays warm.
When you come here, you can ask for a certain part of the face that you want in your taco. That is cheek meat. This is the eyeball. I don't know if there's bones here or not. Ear, maybe behind the ear.
And now, the weirdest breakfast I've had in a while. Cow head tacos. Take that chunk of head meat we saw earlier, chop it into little pieces, and toss the meat onto a small corn tortilla.
We have some herbs here, some onion too, salsa verde going on top. Boom, that is it. Look at this little masterpiece, guys. This is head meat. This is the good stuff. I'm gonna find a place to sit down and introduce you to today's eating partner. Let's go.
Joining the show, Vladimir, a Mexican food YouTuber with abundant food knowledge, passion, and storage capacity.
I'm very hungry and I need to eat muchos tacos.
Yeah, that means a lot of tacos. These are tiny little tacos, right?
Yes, it's just a little, but just more delicious.
Cheers.
Salud.
Oh, dude, that's very delicious.
Está bueno. Cheers.
The meat's kind of oily and heavy, but then it's balanced out with that salsa verde. A little bit spicy. Is that spicy for you?
Low spicy.
For us, it's a low spicy. For you guys, it might be hell. What I love is this tiny tortilla, so you're not gonna get full. You can have like multiple taco experiences.
¿Cómo se puede decir vasto? Mucho?
He says, even though it's little, it is vast. Are you kind of like a poet?
Está bueno. Y los que te faltan probar.
They do the double tortilla. You have reinforcement, but it's still very soft. The way he's made it, it's steamed up with all that meat. I love it.
Oh. What do you think about?
Oh, I just said what I thought. We might have a little bit of a language gap, but there's one thing that brings us together. Food.
Oh, yeah.
This is the first taco of the day, but we have one more on the way right now.
Tacos de cachete, or beef cheek tacos. Renowned tender cheek meat is chopped to bits and tossed on a double stack of corn tortillas to make sure it doesn't fall apart under the weight of all that meat. Add herbs, onions, and an extra flavorful dose of salsa verde.
Here's the thing, this looks exactly the same. My question is, are we gonna be able to taste a difference? Oh, that's nice. Super juicy, fatty, succulent meat inside. Similar flavors, but definitely a different texture.
This is more spicy.
I feel like it's the same spicy. It's the same salsa.
¿Cómo puedo decir, Gabo? Yo siento que esta está más picante que la anterior. Bueno, ya dije que esta es más spicy, but...
You said that in English.
This is the perfect way to take your taco. Check this out.
He's a real taco expert, this guy. Oh. I could watch you eat tacos all day. He gives it a pinch in the back.
Exactly. And the posterior part, you have some meat and you eat it.
Okay, he threw me for a loop. He goes, the last part right here, you eat it.
Los Coquos. Whether you're happy, sad, sober, drunk, or hungover, this place will make your life better. This very tiny, closet-sized taqueria often has folks lined up around the block.
Senor Alberto. Hola. Check out this place. First of all, this big old pot of boiling meat, tons of different beef cuts in here. What's remarkable about this is lard, just straight lard that everything here is boiling inside of.
The menu here is long. If you're confused, point and hope for the best. As for me, I'm going with this.
This is a rare look we're about to get. Boom. Okay, look at that. It's a half a cow head.
This half a head has been boiled for an hour with onion, garlic, and salt. Here they're utilizing the cow's eyes and surrounding tissue. Yes, this is a real thing on the menu here, and folks love it.
Ojo. Ojo, that's how you say eye. I just learned that. So now he's cutting the eye out of here. I mean, we're literally gonna be eating a giant cow eyeball. It's huge. Right here, this part, it's everything around the eyeball of the cow. It looks pretty gnarly. It's already been boiled for a long time. So the collagen, everything should have rendered down a bit, and now he's gonna cut it up so we can actually put it inside the taco. So he's going right down the middle. He's pulling something out. ¿Qué es esto? Oh, this. He said it's the eyeball. ¿Puedo comer?
No, it's not.
He's scoring it to create more surface area, so now when it steams, it's gonna warm up so much faster than being one big solid piece of meat. Now he's breaking it apart like an accordion or like when you do paper mache in elementary school, and that one is gonna steam for a little bit. Now it's taco time. He dips the tortilla in this lard and then he throws it on the flat top. That's gonna get nice, warm, and soft. This is the steamed eyeball meat. All that's getting chopped up. I'm gonna say my first cow eye taco right here.
The eye meat is topped with onions, then your choice of sauce. I'm taking Vlad's recommendation, guacamole with habanero.
Okay. He's scared for me. I think because of my complexion, he thinks I can't handle it. I can handle it. How do you like eye? Is the eye delicious?
All of the head, eyes, cheeks, mouth, it's very delicious.
Cool. All right. Well, I got you lime this time.
Oh yeah, in the tacos is indispensable.
What's that mean?
Indispensable.
Oh, indispensable. We must have lime. Give it a little bit of a squeeze. These look awesome. All right, let's go for it. Oh, I love the lime. And this one's especially fatty, so it really needs lime.
In Mexico, we say provecho.
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 This is so fantastic. It's served hot on the street in the world's smallest taqueria.
What's your favorite part of the head?
I really like cow tongue. They have tongue here, right?
This is a cow tongue. Soon, it's gonna be a taco. First, they clean the tongue and boil it with onion, garlic, and salt in this compact secret cooking compartment. Go watch 8 episodes of Friends, and when you return, the tongue will be ready. Cut it into thick slices and slap that on a tortilla with onion and more spicy green guac.
This cow every day was like, oh, I freaking love grass. With these very taste buds right here, lime it up, boom. Provecho.
Provechito. Bueno.
It's like a beef roast. You can just feel the fibers kind of break apart as you're eating it.
It's so very good.
It's got some spice.
It's an explosion of flavor. I love it.
It's big, bold, tender, juicy, fatty, delicious. Taco Bell, get on your game, man. Oh, look at this. Boiled beef tongue. Final bite.
Final bite. Yeah.
One of a kind. These are great tacos.
So great.
We're only about halfway through the day. We have so many more to go. You got space?
Check this out. Please, come on for more tacos.
Another location, another variety of tacos. Come with me this way.
I'm at Taqueria El Torito, a family-run taqueria that's been here for 64 years. This gentleman is one of the grandchildren of the original founder.
This is Hector.
Hola.
Hola.
Here you can find their classic Taco El Pastor, but their signature dishes are, wait for it, intestine tacos. They sell over 4,000 a week. I'm gonna experience that soon. But first, another signature creation, the brisket taco. They clean and cut the brisket into chunks. Then it's tossed in this very unusual pan to cook with onion, garlic, and salt for about an hour.
This is just so much brisket. All around the sides, the pan is a little bit lower, and that's where the meat is hanging out, braising in its own juices.
When it's done and ready to eat.
Tres taco de brisket. Por
Tres
favor.
tacos de brisket.
Yeah, these are gonna be doubled up tortillas. So he puts it right on that dome. It's gonna soften this up a little bit. Oh, that looks nice. Boom, to the cutting station. Here, getting a little bit of grease everywhere. Oh, I can taste it now? Wow. That is so well seasoned. It's certainly no Texas brisket. It's a little chewy. That's why he's gonna chop it into little tiny pieces. But the flavors are outstanding. Chopping away. Hector, going wild. He's loco. He's crazy. He's slightly annoyed. Oh, he puts it in the shell and he puts it back over here on the iron dome, meat down. This is the first time I've seen this today. Boom. So every time you order this, you're getting it cut straight from the brisket. Yes, everything. All right, we got some herbs going on there. A little bit of onion and salsa roja. And that is a beautiful plate of brisket taco. What is this meat in Spanish?
Suadero.
It means brisket. First, limon.
Chulada.
This is gonna be awesome.
See, this taco, it's more biggest than another places.
It's really big. It is full of meat. Chalupa. What do you say?
Provecho.
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 Whoa, so beefy, so full of life and flavor.
The principal difference that the brisket in USA, it's not in barbecue.
I just spent recently a lot of time in Texas where we had smoked brisket, which is very, very soft. This is cooked much faster. Because of that, it's a little tougher, but they cut it so much that it feels soft enough. The taste is delicious.
And the salsa is not very spicy.
It's not that spicy. I thought it was spicy. I have heartburn right now. I need a Pepsi AC. This has 2 tortillas. What do you prefer? Do you like 1 tortilla or 2 tortillas?
The fat people, the gorditos like me, prefer 2 tortillas because we eat more.
More food.
And check this, if tortilla broke, all is in the taco because 2 tortillas.
So that's the brisket. We do have one more taco here. You ready?
I'm born ready for tacos.
It's not brisket. Right here, a type of meat you don't usually see in a taco, at least not in the USA. That's right, we had brisket. And what goes better with brisket than cow intestines?
Step 1. Clean the intestines for obvious reasons. Next, add them to a pot with salt, onions, and black pepper, and cook for 1 hour. Transfer the cooked intestines over to this here pan, where it continues cooking in its own intestinal juices.
Right here, a giant mound of cow intestines that have been kind of braising, almost frying in their own oils. I'm gonna put my pesos on this being absolutely delicious. Hector, order me up some intestine tacos, please.
As orders come in, grab and chop a cluster of intestines. Slap tortillas onto the dome for some heat. Bring it back and fill it with intestines, herbs, onions, and salsa.
You like intestines?
I love it. Take just a little.
Okay, we're just gonna go straight intestine. Oh, please be good.
It's crunchy.
Oh, oily, crunchy, a little chewy too.
The flavor.
Good flavor too. Whoa, I like that. Oh, I'm gonna hit that with the lime.
Repeat, it's my favorite taco in the world.
I love eating with you, man. You make it so much more enjoyable.
It's in my top rank 10.
Really?
Absolutely, yes.
Top 10 of intestine tacos.
Exactly.
That's a very specific top 10 list. It's also in my top 10. It's also my first one. Here's the thing. It's so good.
Very good.
I gotta say, very happy.
Very happy.
I love this.
I love this.
This is so good.
It's so good.
It's juicy.
It's juicy.
It's chewy.
Chewy.
It's everything you want in a motherfreaking taco.
Yes.
Just a few miles away, another 64-year-old veteran of the taco trade, Taco El Paisa. Here, they serve up to 500 guests a day, 362 days per year, every year. But what sets them apart isn't just their disdain for off time, but rather this. This is a local cactus species. Also, it's going into my taco, somehow. But first, tacos de longaniza. Start by cutting longanizas, or Mexican sausage. It's a minced pork sausage, similar to chorizo. Next, relocate the longanizas from the chopping board to this wok and let the oil take over. Once it's crispy, it gets the chop. Pile it high with onions, herbs, and salsa.
Why is it so red?
It's meat of pork with spices.
So the spices make it red?
Yes.
You know the drill. Let's hit it with some lime. The third double tortilla of the day is still warm, soft, and flexible. It's crispy. It's crispy. It's crispy. This is absolutely delicious. The texture in here is awesome. It's very spicy. I need a glass of milk after this. It's not spicy like painful. It's spicy like I have acid reflux now.
This longaniza is so good.
It's absolutely like a texture sensation. It's so crunchy as you're eating it, but it's also rich and juicy at the same time. That's awesome.
7 down, 1 to go. Our final taco of the day.
This is something I've never seen before. This is a cactus. It's known as nopales.
Baliles are the most commonly eaten cactus species in Mexico. Even several thousand spiky thorns could not stop people from trying this next dish. Once the cactus is shaved, it boils in a bubbling meat juice. They add raw beef and cactus, then season simply with salt, pepper, and lime.
This beautiful beef, they're getting soft, and then this can go in the taco with the beef. It's a cactus beef taco.
After just a few minutes, the cactus and the beef are ready for me to order in perfect 8th grade Spanish.
3 nopales taco, por favor. Boom, he takes out some beef, he's chopping it up into little pieces, it's super soft, but then we have the cactus right here. He kind of juliennes the cactus, all that goes into one tortilla. He's so quick. A little bit of cilantro, a little bit of onion. Look at this plato. Cactus, beef, tacos, made in about 10 seconds. First, we have a nice drink. Now, I was feeling a little bit heavy. I asked for a tea. They did not have one. What they have here is called meat juice. Basically, everything this was boiling in, the cactus, the beef, this is the broth that was bubbling in.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Be careful, it's very hot.
Oh, yeah, it's a little cactusy.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's warming me up from the inside. This is nice on a cool night in Mexico City here.
Check this. I took my taco and I...
Shush, really? We can put it in meat juice?
By fat people, by fat mentality. It's great. Try it.
The cactus is in there, all the spices.
And enjoy it.
Let's take it away. Whoa, that is wild. That's like a French onion soup. You just dip it in there. It makes a tortilla even more soggy. It absorbs all those meat juices. Do people do that or just you?
Just the fat people.
Okay, just us. Give it another little bit of a dip.
Ooh, juicy.
Hey, the taco's got a drink too. And there's so much beef flavor here, but it's also full of cactus. And the cactus is also slimy.
Yes, the nopal bring another flavor at the taco beef.
I'm gonna give it a dip, I'm gonna eat it, and then I'm gonna drink even more after that.
It's another flavor with the two combination.
Oh my gosh, it's spicy, it's salty, savory. There's so many different flavors going on. It's powerful, it's like fireworks. My heart rate's going up. I think I'm dying.
What do you think about this taco?
I love it.
Mexico. Just like their salsa, your experience here can be mild or extra spicy.
Oh my God.
Really hot?
It's really hard.
Today, it's gonna get caliente
I just had a quinceañera in my mouth.
as we hunt down the most unusual,
What is this thing?
super strange,
Oh, mierda.
shockingly wild food creations you'll find in Mexico City.
They made pork skin into a pickle.
From creepy, crawly taco fillings
You can fit all the legs.
Oh my gosh.
to a late-night street food stall serving some bizarre body parts.
Ooh, that's a lot of flavor.
So throw whatever you knew about Mexican food out the window. Today, we're going off menu. This unique food journey starts at Los Machetes. Here they sell massive oblong quesadillas with an insane variety of filling options. Sure, you could get the standard chicken or beef, but what about cow stomach? Ever tried that in a quesadilla?
Peluche?
Ah, here I am.
Today's eating partner, Peluche. He's a local food YouTuber who documents some of the best recipes around the country.
You're far away from me, but between us is so much deliciousness. This is incredible.
This is like a big quesadillas. Most biggest quesadillas I've ever seen in my life.
What is this, like a foot and a half?
Maybe like 50, 60 centimeters.
Wow, that's like 11 feet. I don't know how to convert things.
These quesadillas are one of a kind, and it's not just about the size. They have over a dozen filling options, many you've probably never even heard of before.
Do you know what all these are?
Yeah, that's pancita, that is the beef stomach. There's also rajas poblanas, that is type of chili. There's also tinga, chicharon, that is pork rinds.
I also heard one ingredient that really stands out. You said there's cow stomach.
Yeah, cow stomach, exactly.
Today, we're getting machetes two ways. First, with cow stomach, because cows have 4 stomachs, but we only have one life. So, you know, YOLO. And the second one,
That is called super cubano.
Yeah.
It literally means that it has everything.
our first cheesy masterpiece starts with the dough, flattened in a press, powered by hand. Toss the dough on the flat top, and when it starts to firm up, pile on the ingredients. Cow stomach, then 3 Mexican cheeses, cream cheese, manchego, and queso Oaxaca. Fold it up and let it fry until it's golden brown and crispy.
Take a look at this. There is a load of stomach in there. I want to take a peek.
Look at the steam, guys.
Oh, I gotta. Listen, that cow stomach is really strong. It's like a little gamey.
Yeah.
If you go to a farm and smell, and you're like, oh, it smells like a farm. That's what that smells like.
Kind of.
All right, let's try this out.
Okay.
Wow. That is intense. It's very unique. How you doing? Enjoying or suffering?
I'm kind of in a mix of both. I'm just suffering, but it's like a good suffering, you know, because the cheese is pretty good. I mean, the dough is amazing, the flavor of the oil. I mean, everything is a good experience.
Do you like the stomach? Mm-hmm. Can I be honest? It is a bit challenging for me. It's a powerful flavor.
Just because of the flavor or because of the texture too?
I can't even feel the texture because it's kind of mixing with the ooey gooey cheese, but the flavor is very powerful.
It's powerful, yeah.
You know what I think is really messing with me? It's like this is one of my ultimate comfort foods, a tortilla and cheese, and then someone puts cow stomach in it. I think that's what's throwing me off because I'm waiting for this moment of like this endorphin rush of cheese, and then I'm met with cow stomach. Can we try the other one?
Next in line, the Super Cubano. This quesadilla is packed with just about every topping they have. It starts with Oaxacan cheese, spread on top the over 2-foot-long quesadilla. Now, the toppings: mushrooms, shredded beef ground beef with potatoes, chicken, squash blossoms, cow stomach again, corn smut, chicharon, and finally, cream cheese.
This is a different quesadilla.
Yeah.
It looks similar, but inside it couldn't be more different. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna start with this one that is the flor de calabaza.
Oh, and I'm gonna start with that one, which is
Yeah,
white
requesón.
stuff. Oh, requesón.
One type of cheese.
Let's try it out. Oh,
I really love this one. This is pumpkin flour. It's amazing. One of the most amazing things you can find here in Mexico City.
this tastes like a sour cottage cheese. It's really interesting. They have two different sauces here, salsa verde.
Y salsa roja.
Which one do you like more?
For me, I would choose la salsa verde.
A little bit of green sauce?
Yeah, go for it.
All
Okay,
right, let's try it out.
cheers. Better, right? It adds like a big kick to it.
That is so much cilantro. I think the spiciness is almost coming from the cilantro itself. What other bites do I have here? What is that, chicharon?
Chicharron, yeah.
What's
I
your next
have
one?
shredded meat and mushrooms. You ready?
Let's do it. Oh, it's delicious. Cheesy, meaty. Oh, I have a big mushroom bite.
I have poblano chile, and they're made with sour cream, corn, and also onions. Oh, yeah.
One of my favorites so far. It tastes like canned mushrooms. I grew up in a trailer house, and that is like eating caviar. I'm getting full. We gotta walk around a little
Yep.
bit and go find more food.
Let's go. Vámonos.
Vámonos.
Welcome to San Juan Market, Mexico City's most famous market for exotic meats and daring delicacies. Here, you can find anything from crocodile to armadillo and a whole laundry list of creepy crawlers.
Señorita, can I shake your hand? Nice to meet you.
Meet the queen of this creepy cuisine, Senora Martha Marin.
We came to this stall because she has so many special ingredients. A lot of them used to be alive and they used to be crawling. Bugs, they're everywhere. Have you eaten all these?
Just this one, this one, this one.
Oh.
Just these three.
Have you eaten all these?
Sí, todos
She's telling me that he has tasted everything, and she likes it because of the textures, because of the flavor, and all the colors and everything.
So you like it?
Básicamente, she loves it.
Well, what about, let's see,
Yeah,
over here?
it's her favorite, I think.
Okay. Show me.
This creepy bugger is known as a hissing cockroach. They're one of the largest species of cockroaches in the world, growing up to 2 to 3 inches in length. Though they come from Madagascar originally, these were farmed in Mexico City.
Provecho.
Provecho. Oh, it's good. It is not that good for Sonny, but it is pretty good. I mean, I like it.
Ooh, it smells like someone's hair that hasn't been washed for like 300 days.
For me, it tastes like chicharron.
Did you say dandruff? It tastes like dandruff. I don't know, it's so weird, and I don't mean to be mean, but she didn't prepare it. She just put it on a stick and rammed it through its butt. I don't feel that bad. It tastes like bad breath. It tastes like halitosis. That was a fantastic appetizer. Thank you so much. You're a wonderful chef. So I think we should get a few different things. What is this one right here?
La hormiga chicatana, pues es que aquí...
This is basically an ant. In Mexico, we call it a big-ass ant.
Hey.
Because, you know,
It's like the J-Lo of ants.
yeah.
The ants with the large posterior. They're known as chicatana ants, the most popular ants in Mexico, known for being notoriously difficult to catch. Not only can they bite, but they can also fly. Fortunately, in their current state, they can do neither. Here, Sonora starts with a blue tortilla made from blue corn, which gives it its blue color. Now, the big ass ants. Slap them on the griddle and add a bit of salt. Add that to the tortilla, add cheese, and enjoy. Or at least try to enjoy.
We have our tacos here. I want to first start by giving it a whiff.
The corn smells good.
Oh, no, the ants. Dude, the ants smell like...
shit.
Yeah, that's what they smell like.
Yeah.
The ants smell like pig manure.
Yeah.
Now, listen, not everything that smells bad is bad. Take me, for example.
You don't smell that bad. I mean,
Aw.
you've been here for 3 days, so...
Thank you.
Cheers,
All right, let's try it
provecho.
out. Really makes you think about life, huh?
A little bit dry.
Wow, yeah. It's very crispy.
Super crispy. You can feed all the legs and the wings.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, these bugs are so big. Look at this. You want to try just an ant?
Yeah, of course. You know what? It tastes like in here we call it chicharon.
Yes.
Like pork rind. Yeah.
It tastes like a chicharon that's been fermenting a little bit. It's an uncanny type of flavor and experience. And then when you eat it with the cheese, it's just not a very strong flavor.
Our second course, acosiles, a species of micro crayfish native to Mexico. Pre-Hispanic folks used to eat them in tacos long ago. The recipe is simple: tortilla, crayfish, a sprinkle of all-purpose seasoning, and a squeeze of lime. Add some guac and dump a load of these aquatic creatures on top.
She did not hesitate to just completely F this up with these little tiny crawfish. It is slammed full of these. I'm gonna grab one. It's wild. It weighs almost nothing, and it looks just like a tiny little shrimp. Let's try it.
These are the better ones. Little spicy, little salty, you know?
Yeah, it tastes like it's been mixed with spices. It tastes like chili salt.
Yep.
All right, let's try it out.
For me, this is the best combination ever because it's salty, and I love this salty flavor.
It's super salty. You know, this is like drinking food. Like, I feel like we're missing a beer right now. The flavor is much more mild than the last one.
It's kind of like a comfort snack, kind of, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
I've eaten a lot of bugs around the world, but this next one I've never seen before. These are a type of beetle. It's one of the most commonly eaten insects in Mexico. Tortilla, toasty bugs seasoned with chili oil, salt, and orange juice. Guac, beetles, fold, and serve.
Next, we have these beautiful, colorful beetles. They have this iridescent kind of color on their wings, so they're shiny and they change color. Let's try it out.
Oh my God, you need to chew it a lot. Because this is the whole bug, I mean.
Oh, you know what it's like? It's when you eat popcorn at the movie theater and you get a kernel stuck.
Yeah.
Spot welded on the back of your throat and you're like, oh, it's exactly like this. It's very sharp, papery, and kind of spiky. It's dangerous. But the flavor, this is my favorite flavor out of all of them.
Oh, really?
Kind of smoky, toasted, roasty flavor coming off of it.
Yeah.
That blends well with the guacamole.
Some of the best food experiences you'll have in Mexico happen in the streets. Street vendors found everywhere throughout the city serve snacks between big meals called antojitos, or little cravings. Here we have one of the craziest antojito stalls around.
When it comes to unique street food, this is one of them. What is it called again?
Dorilocos.
Crazy Doritos, right?
Crazy Doritos,
All right,
exactly.
But you hear Doritos and you're like, well, how crazy could you make Doritos?
This is crazy, man.
This is a snack made from Dorito chips, but they add a whole lot of loco with other toppings and pickled pork skin. Normally, this dish would be served inside a Doritos bag, but here they load it with so much there's no way it could all fit. It starts with the Dorito chips. Add pickled jicama and pickled carrots. Next, Japanese peanuts with chili and regular Japanese peanuts. Then a fried corn stick snack called chorritos. Lemon flavored, chili and lemon flavored, and chipotle flavored. Now for the most bizarre element, pickled pork skin, and a lot of it. Finally, a dash of chamoy sauce and Valentina sauce, then chili powder, lime, and you're ready to eat one of the most unusual, crazy street foods in Mexico City.
I think we should start with a Dorito. Let's try it out. Whoa. Oh, the lime.
There's a lot of lime over there.
There's like some vinegar. It's very sour.
Super sour.
Yeah, I thought this might not be healthy, but she put a lot of carrots in mine.
And also
Hold
the
on one
jicama.
second. Yeah, we got jicama and carrot.
Over here, yep.
Let's try it out.
Do it. You can feel the freshness of the jicama and the carrot. For me, it's like the perfect combination. Something like fatty, and then you are not regretting it because you are tasting like the fruits and the vegetables.
I got a Dorito. I'm gonna build on top of this. I'm gonna put this. What is this?
The wheat flour chip,
Wheat flour chip.
then the pork skin,
Pork skin has to go on there.
then some carrot, some jicama, and I think that's all.
That's all that's gonna fit.
Oh. Perfect. Oh,
The
you won,
ultimate
man.
nacho.
Yeah, go for it.
This is wild, man. I think it suits Mexico so well. It's super colorful. It's unique. The flavors are loud and vibrant. There's sourness, spiciness, saltiness all together in one dish, and just a ton of different textures and flavors to choose from. But the pork skin, I think that's my favorite part. It's pickled, so it tastes a little bit sour, but the texture, it's kind of gummy. Yeah, a pork gummy.
Which is like the perfect snack at this time of the day. Going into nighttime, it's perfect.
In Mexico City, when the sun goes down, the street food vendors pop up. But some stalls get more action than others. Musicians busking on the sidewalk, lines of hungry locals coming home from work, desperately in need of a savory treat. The big draw here is corn, but it goes a lot deeper than that. Boiled corn, corn on the cob, then there's this, late night snacks I didn't expect to find here.
Man, señorita, wow, this place is awesome.
This is Sonora Santa Loreto. She started this stall with a small pot of boiled corn right here in 1977. Since then, she's added a lot, including her signature bone marrow dish.
You called it esquites?
Esquites, exactly.
Esquites, what is that?
Esquites. It's a type of Mexican corn-based snack. Typically, it's made from mature corn grains. That gets boiled in salt water, then sauteed with butter, onions, and some protein. Finally, when everything stews and softens, it's served in a cup. Here they make it in two different but daring ways, with chicken feet or with bone marrow.
You also have chicken feet. I'm a big fan of chicken feet. How are you making it here?
Cuando ese pollo,
You want to see a patita right now?
Why, does she want to grab the foot for us?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, she's bringing the foot down.
Yeah.
The foot is on its way. Boom.
And she's gonna prepare it.
Okay. So a little chili powder.
And a little bit of salt she's gonna put. That's it.
I'm not sure what to say. She brought one foot.
Yeah, just one foot.
Who gets the foot?
no, para usted.
For you.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
for
buy
you.
you like 2 feet later.
It's okay.
Double
it's
the
okay.
feet. Okay, I'm gonna try it out. Already I can feel it. It is so soft.
Extremely soft. I can see it.
Ooh.
Look at that. It's like
coming
butter.
apart.
Yeah. Apparently you love chicken feet.
It's a simple but brilliant preparation. I
Yeah.
mean, it's so fresh with that lime on there and just a little bit of heat. That's wonderful. Ma'am, thank you so much for this experience. I can't wait to try the food.
We're warming up with chicken esquites. This giant pot of corn, chicken feet, and chicken gizzards has been simmering all day. When your order is placed, it's scooped up with a little bit of everything and topped with a shake of chili powder.
Oh, look at this here. So here it's served in a styrofoam cup because it's really hot. It's the perfect nighttime food because it's a little bit chilly here. I got to try it already, but I think you should try it too.
Let's
So
go for
try
it.
together.
Let's go for it. It's extremely soft. I mean, has a lot of flavor, a lot of collagen too.
Yeah, that's a great texture because you don't want it to be too tough. You know, in Vietnam, they like it to be really chewy, but if you go to Hong Kong, it's so steamy, there's almost no texture at all. And this is right in the middle.
Yeah.
As you dig down, there's kind of a broth. Should we try it out?
Yeah, of course. Good touch on the lime.
Yeah, it's almost hard to call it a broth. It's almost like a lime juice.
Lime juice,
that
yeah.
is sitting in here. Some people might call it a chicken stomach. Some people might call it a gizzard. You ready?
Yep,
Let's
I'm
go for
ready.
it. That is delicious. It's got chili powder on there, so it's kind of hot, but the texture is outstanding. When I had these growing up, my mom would kind of fry them in oil, and they're kind of tough. Here, this is super soft. Really
Because
tender.
of the time, you know?
Delicious, super refreshing, super citrusy, and it just really soft meat. You can tell she cooked this with love.
Our final dish, or I guess cup, it's called duetano. A similar corn base is stewed with big beef bones and cartilage for hours until the marrow becomes soft, melding rich, fatty flavors with a starchy base. When it's ready, they layer in corn, then skillfully remove the soft, buttery marrow from the bones. More corn, mayo, crumbly queso fresco, a dash of chili, and a squeeze of lime.
Today was all about really unique food, and this is a great way to end right here. You ready?
Yep.
Final bite?
Whoa. Ooh, that's a lot of flavor. I mean,
Whoa, I just had a quinceañera in my mouth.
yeah, that's a pretty good description. I really love these esquites. I think this is the most popular ones, and I know why. I mean, they have a lot of flavor, the texture is excellent, it's pretty soft, they have a lot of fat as well.
With the mayonnaise, with the cheese, with the citrus, that is powerful flavor.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's stealing my heart. I love it.
Sonny just fell in love with this.
There's so much of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of bone marrow.
Do you know how much this costs?
This is only 65.
So it's about $3. It's a lot of food. It's a full meal. It's hearty. It's going to fill you up, especially at night, like a late night snack. What's brilliant to me is someone has taken marrow. They took the inside of a bone and turned that into a meal.
That's why I like Mexican food, because we took advantage of these things. Like maybe in other countries, they just throw it on the trash.
Yeah, and so I feel right at home. This is perfect for me.
That's good.
My dude, this was awesome.
Mexico. This country loves seafood.
Wow, it's amazing.
So much so that in Mexico City, a place hundreds of miles from the ocean, you'll find one of the world's busiest fish markets.
This place is wild. It's huge, and there's just so many unexpected seafood.
That's where I'm headed today.
Right here, something you will not find in the seafood aisle in Minnesota.
Today I'm on a mission to witness the most daring,
Oh, why did I put my fingers in its mouth?
most unique aquatic culinary creations you'll find in Mexico.
Do you think they have dolphin here?
Bizarre seafood cooked up by some of the most extreme chefs you'll ever meet,
This guy's incredible.
using ingredients and techniques that have been around for hundreds of years.
It's like a volcano. I'm enveloped in steam.
And it all starts here. Our first stop, El Paraiso, one of the many seafood restaurants dotting the periphery of La Viga Seafood Market. This strategic location gives them access to the freshest fishies and crowds of seafood lovers.
All right, boom. Breakfast is served. This is awesome.
Our seafood appetizer comes in the form of octopus tacos. Sounds simple, but it's not. The preparation starts with a broth made from fresh herbs that gets boiled with orange, onion, garlic, and salt. When these ingredients release their aromas, add the octopus and cook until the broth becomes pink. Then take out the octopus and chop it into bite-sized pieces. That gets marinated with garlic paste, black pepper, olive oil, and a traditional Mexican seafood sauce known as tallo. Mix it up and throw it down on the stovetop with a little bit of butter. Add tortillas, assemble into tacos, and serve.
Don't forget the lime.
Yep, I'm gonna hit it with some lime. Oh, it's so warm and soft.
Eating by my side today, Caroline. She grew up in Mexico City, so she'll provide me with some local insights.
Wow, that is delicious. I've had octopus tacos, but not like this. You put a bunch of octopus and then just a tortilla. It's really simple and straightforward.
Yeah.
But very delicious. There's so many sauces here.
Yes, I think that the worst is this one.
The worst?
Yeah, the worst.
Why didn't you show me the best one? Why'd you pick up the worst
Well,
one?
you should try it at least.
It's very spicy.
Yeah, I told you.
Can I tell you, I love this habanero. It's making me feel high. My mouth is very spicy and warm.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I love it. We are at the market today. This is, I'm told, the second biggest fish market in the world.
Yes, it is. And the first one is in Tokyo, I think. But this is the first of Latin America.
Oh, how many countries are in Latin America?
I'm not pretty sure, but come on. It's pretty huge.
But guys, come on. Come on.
Around the world, the majority of big seafood markets are located on the coast, but not this one.
We have entered the market. This place is awesome.
It's a 5-hour drive from La Viga Fish Market to the nearest coastline. But since Mexico City has always been the economic center of this country, most seafood either passes through here or gets eaten here.
There's no limit to the amount of food here.
Trucks come to this market daily, loaded with shellfish,
Do you like snails?
No, I don't really like them.
Well, they made them wrong because snails are awesome.
octopods,
How's that look to you?
Looks fine, just so fresh.
and all kinds of fish products.
Do you know what this is?
No, really well. I'm reading, and I already know that, but
That's sperm. It's fish sperm.
have you ever tried it?
Yes. Oh my God. Is this safe? We're putting eggs with sperm in our stomach. You might get pregnant tonight.
Well, it sounds amazing, but no, thank you.
Here they have something we can eat. These are anchovies, I think, right?
Yes.
How have they prepared them here?
They are fried, and then they add lime and chili.
Can we eat it like this?
Yeah, sure, try it.
Very crunchy.
They are not chips.
That's a good drinking food. I need a couple of caguamas and this, and that's a good snack.
Here you can find about 100 different species of fish. Some are more common,
This is called mahi-mahi or golden fish.
I know mahi-mahi. I usually see it in little squares about this big. It's rare that I've ever seen it in its complete form.
and some not so common.
This is a flatfish. You know, some people call it a bastard halibut because look at its eyes. It kind of looks like an inbred bastard,
Yes.
right? So I've seen this one before. Have you seen this?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
This is a manta ray. Manta means cloak in Spanish.
Yeah, it has dots on it.
Not only are they the largest ray species, they also have the largest brain and brain-to-body ratio in the ocean.
Have you tried this before?
No, I've never.
Should today be the day?
Yeah, I'm willing for it,
Look,
yes.
it's well known. One of the worst foods I've ever had in my life was stingray liver. What happened to the stingray liver?
Las agallas o branquias.
Meet Chef Rogelio Hernandez. He was the first to start a restaurant within the seafood market 27 years ago.
The organs are taken off because the meat can be like failing in
Para
1 or
conservarlo.
2 days.
But do you just throw it away?
Sí.
I have mixed feelings. Folks in Vietnam would think that's a complete waste. I, however, would never eat the stingray liver again in my life. Have you ever tried or eaten the stingray liver?
No.
Inteligente.
As you can see, he knows a thing or two about rays, so we're headed to his kitchen to give it a little bit of a try.
Sir, put her there. I'm so curious about this whole market because it's said to be one of the biggest markets in the world. How far back does this market go?
Tiene 27 años el mercado de la Nueva Viga.
This market has 27 years.
Oh wait, so you've been here from the beginning?
Sí.
Yeah, exactly. It was the first restaurant here. He started as a fisherman, and then he ring here and put the restaurant, and now he's his business.
I've heard you have a complicated past. We should get into it.
Every country has its national pastime.
Luchador.
Ah, sí.
Canada has ice hockey.
So when is your next match?
The USA has football.
No, ya no. Tengo...
He's retired 7 years ago.
Mexico has lucha libre, or Mexican wrestling.
Maybe you could come back just for one more round? Like Mike Tyson, he's gonna fight Logan Paul.
Like other forms of professional wrestling,
Do you have the mask?
it's a combination of sport and entertainment.
Oh, it's so colorful.
Before Chef Rogelio opened his restaurant,
This guy's incredible.
Yeah, it is amazing.
he had a 15-year career in the ring.
The best of both worlds, right?
Oh, I'm having so much fun right now. And he's got some pictures. Hold on, that's a pretty provocative pose. Is that you?
¿Eres tú?
If I sent that to somebody, I'd probably get canceled.
He's so sexy.
I would love to talk about what we're gonna eat today, starting with the stingray. What do people like about this stingray?
Lo que pasa es que la gente lo ve como algo muy exótico.
People think that it's so exotic, but once they try it, they can't stop to eat it.
That's gonna be us soon.
Yeah.
Today, we'll be treated to two extreme seafood dishes, starting with stingray al pastor. Start by splitting the stingray down the middle. Then carefully remove the meat from the bones, creating a giant ray fillet. Cut down and trim it into more manageable pieces and remove the skin. The cleaned fillets get boiled with bay leaves for 10 minutes. Now prepare the flat top with a drizzle of olive oil and a bed of sliced onions and garlic. Add lard, herb butter, black pepper, cumin, herbs, and diced pineapple. Finally, smother the whole thing with their special salsa, made of tomatoes, chilies, garlic, onions, pineapple, cumin, olive oil, and pepper. Combine everything together, give it a final taste, and serve.
Earlier today, when you saw the entire stingray, did it look a little bit scary?
Yeah, it was terrifying.
But now,
Yeah, it looks delicious.
not scary at all, right?
No.
It smells delicious. Kind of like it's been barbecued. It's kind of sour and sweet smelling at the same time. Do you want to try some meat
Yeah, of
first?
course.
Let's go for it. That is so good.
It's awesome. I can't recognize between this and any other fish.
It's got sweet pineapple, onions. The meat is tender and delicious. There's like no fishiness to it. Man.
What about if you try it with a tortilla?
Okay, I've got tortillas.
Okay,
Tortilla.
thank you.
All right, let's fill this up. Oh, this is the best part. It's like I'm stacking chicken on here. I bet nobody would guess this is stingray. The way he's cooked this, it's so brilliant. That's
Yeah.
so desirable.
I have no words more than it's amazing.
Excelente.
Yeah,
that a word?
excelente. Yeah.
Excelente.
For our second course, an unlikely barracuda experience.
I've never had it before. What does it taste like?
O la verdad es exquisita.
It's delicious.
Totalmente nuevo. Nadie lo hace aquí.
Oh, it's a exclusive dish for us. No one have ever done it in Mexico and in another country either.
What do you think would be a more badass wrestling name? Like for myself, if I became a luchador, the stingray or the barracuda?
Barracuda.
All right, well, I must eat a barracuda to become more like a barracuda. I don't know if it works that way for sure, but I'm gonna do it.
Chef Rogelio starts by scaling and gutting the barracuda. He cleans it with water and scores the meat for maximal flavor penetration. Now, the seasoning. Open the ridges and add lemon pepper and herbs. All this will be cooked on a bed of onions and tomatoes, but that's not even close to all the preparation. He adds sweet potato slices, then stuffs the inside with carrots, then bell pepper, choco, a type of gourd, zucchini, broccoli, and mushrooms. And we're still not done yet. Cover all that with Mexican pepper leaf, Worcestershire sauce, and oil. Then a spread of garlic herb butter, and finally, shredded manchego cheese. Then wrap the whole thing in tin foil like some kind of futuristic fish mummy. Grill for 15 to 20 minutes.
Bring the barracuda. Wow, wow, wee wah. Okay, we might need a take-home bag. Brace yourself.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at that. It's quite large. All right. He's cutting it open. Soon he will reveal the fish. Oh yeah, this guy knows how to put on a show. Oh, look at that. There's so much on here. Chef, I mean, come on. You have outdone yourself. I'm overwhelmed. This is incredible. I think we can stick our fork right into it and just start taking bites. Let's start with this. This is but a plain mushroom, but this mushroom should have all the flavors and essence of everything in here.
You were not wrong.
That was a good mushroom.
Yeah.
All those flavors are really concentrated here. I'm gonna pick up some of the broth here.
Wow.
Whoa.
It's amazing.
There's the fats from the fish mixed in with the chilies and the vegetables, making just this really deep vegetable kind of meaty broth. It's so good. This is what I would call the neck of the fish, and it has cheese on it. This is a first for me. Fish skin with cheese on top. Let's try it out.
It's something magical. I've never experienced this before.
Me either. I think I ate a whole bay leaf. Do you know this?
Yeah, but I don't remember how to call it, but definitely you won't.
I just ate that whole thing. Can I say? Very fresh and very fragrant.
Yeah.
That's an interesting combination, the cheese. What do you think? You like it or you know?
I do like it, but I think that it can be also good without the cheese.
Yeah, it doesn't need the cheese. We've been avoiding it long enough. I think we need to build up to this right here. This is the meat. Oh, wow. Look at that. I mean, it is super white and it looks like very little fat. Let's try it out. Sticky, steamed white fish, but put this sauce back on. I think this is the magic trick right here. Cheers. Oh, wow. My gosh, it's all about this beautiful combination of flavors he's created here. The trick here is just mix all these flavors together. Don't eat everything separately. Get the veggies, the sauce, the soupy stuff, and mix it all up, except for maybe the bay leaves. Don't eat that plain.
Before we end our seafood adventure, I'm told this market also has one creature that's been sparking controversy for the past decade.
We're in a shipping container that was basically all frozen, and inside it's full of sharks. These are thresher sharks, right?
Yes, they are.
Sharks are very controversial these days because a lot of people think just because it's a shark, it's endangered, and some shark numbers are going down, but some shark species can still be hunted. Every time I eat shark, I have to explain like, no, not all sharks are endangered, and I'm not a bad person because I ate a shark.
You are not.
Thank you so much.
We won't be eating these guys, but not far from here, there's a restaurant that serves up shark in a way you've never seen before.
Hola.
Hola.
Can I shake your hand?
This is Chef Irma Hernandez, the owner of Boca del Rio. This is a traditional Mexican restaurant that focuses on pre-Hispanic cuisine. That means ancient recipes and cooking techniques that were passed on by this land's original native people.
Today I want to talk about one of the main meats we're going to be eating. I'm talking about shark. What is it that people like about shark meat?
Aquí la gente lo consume mucho en filete.
People just eat the meat, but she says that you can eat everything. It's also used for medicine. Good for your skin.
I need it because look at me. Can you guess how old I am?
37.
25. Yeah.
The first course starts with the gray reef shark, one of the most common reef shark species in the Indo-Pacific. Remove the head, split it in half, and separate the bones from the skin, slicing it into perfect fillets. Those get seasoned with salt and pepper. Dip it into Recado Roja salsa and let it hit the grill. Now, the banana leaves, lightly grilled to make them more malleable, allowing for easier wrapping. Stack those with maguey leaves and our grilled shark fillet. Now, the real build begins. Smother the fillet with more salsa. Add octopus, shrimp, purple onions, tomatoes, habaneros, avocado leaves, Mexican pepper leaves, then another shark fillet, a final smothering of salsa, and it's packaged up. Set it in a clay dish joined by a consommé broth. Wrap the whole thing in an ancient traditional tin foil and place it over the fire until your ancestors tell you to take it off.
Oh, here it is, the moment we've been waiting for. All right, so she takes the knife, she's cutting kind of a cross shape into it. Oh, wow. Look at this, it's like a seafood lasagna.
Yes.
And it almost has like this really fragrant tomatoey smell to it. Does your salsa have tomato?
Sí.
I'm a
You
bit of a
nailed
food
it.
expert, thank you.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
Like
It's
this
called
preparation.
Mixito? Mixiote?
Michote.
Michote.
Yeah.
To me, it looks like a seafood lasagna. It's layers of seafood. I got a big piece here. This is just straight up shark meat. Let's try it out. It's a very soft, very tender meat.
Yes, it's so juicy.
It does feel different from other Mexican foods I've had. There's a lot of Mexican foods that really pop, and this is a much more milder flavor. So mild, I can just feel like the acid from the tomato. There's some salt, there's pepper, but there's nothing super intense flavor-wise. I think you're supposed to kind of just appreciate the flavors of the meat itself. If you move it around, there's little shrimpies, there's octopus.
I love it this way.
And everything has a little bit different texture, but just similar fun flavors. Visually, it's stunning. There's so much effort and work that goes into it for this beautiful preparation. And then when you get it at your table, they kind of unwrap it like this gift. So much of the food we're trying here is about this awesome experience that you'll have at the restaurant that you could never have at home, because I bet you don't have one of these dishes, do you?
Well, yeah.
Oh, you do?
I do, in fact.
Can you lie and say you don't have
Okay,
it?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like you don't have one of these, do you?
No, of course no.
Absolutely not.
Our final meal, shark stone soup. The most important element here, not the shark, the stones, placed over red hot coals to heat them up. Here they prep the bowl first and cook it later. Let me show you. Start with plantain leaves and chili paste. Then shark fillets are cut into thin slices. Add shrimpies, purple onions, tomatoes, sliced jalapenos, bay leaves, and a sprinkle of epazote, or Mexican tea leaves. Add dried cilantro and rock sea salt. All this is just the preparation, but the real cooking is about to start right in front of us at the table.
He's carrying a lot of stuff. These are hot stones.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm by a campfire. These stones are so hot. He's gonna pour some water into each of our bowls. Okay, take it away. Protect your eyes. Caroline, I don't know what's gonna happen.
I'm afraid.
They're
Should
putting
be
the stone
afraid.
in. It's a hot stone. I can hear it simmering.
Wow.
This is so cool. It's like they brought a completely uncooked soup to the table and now they're putting rocks inside to heat it up. It's boiling.
Wow,
Oh, it's
look
really
at
sputtering.
this.
It's like a volcano. I'm enveloped in steam. So you've never seen this before, right?
No, I've never. It's like a whole new experience for me.
I love it. This looks awesome.
Yes.
I think we should start by trying the broth. I'm gonna spoon just that. Wow, very fresh. It tastes almost tomatoey.
Yeah, and a little bit of fish.
Oh yeah, like a little bit of seafood flavor and a little bit of heat, but not too much. Very nice broth. Should we start with the shrimps?
Okay.
So you take off the head.
Way hot.
It's a little hot. It's a little hot.
Oh.
I got a nice piece of shrimp here and all it took was 3rd-degree burns. Cheers. That's really nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save the rock for last, because like, is yours still hard?
Yeah, it is. Yes.
We can't eat that yet.
No.
Let's try
No,
some
of
shark.
course.
Right here, a big, beautiful piece of shark fillet that just cooked right before our eyes. Try it out. Wow. Interesting. So it doesn't have a very powerful flavor or anything
No,
like that.
it's extremely soft, in fact.
So it's super soft and kind of watery, but otherwise it's just kind of a white meat. There's nothing especially sharky about it.
If you don't tell me that it's shark, I wouldn't know it. I expected something like worse, but no, in fact, it's pretty great.
So this is awesome. Super creative. I love that it's a meal, but it's also an experience, right?
Yeah, I love the way it's cooked in front of our eyes.
Absolutely. It's tasty. But even more than that, it's Instagrammable.
Yeah, that's
And that's
right.
what matters the most, right?
Yeah, of course.
Around the world, if you look in the right places,
Holy
you can find rare meat most of my fellow Americans would consider exotic.
Yeah, buddy.
In Iran, I noshed on camel steak.
Wow, that tastes amazing.
In Japan, an izakaya paired my sake with raw horse sashimi.
Horse.
In Nigeria, grass cutter is a delicacy for those who can afford
Do
it.
you see the head looking at you?
Well, right now, I'm in Mexico, and nothing could have prepared me for what I'm about to see next. Today, I'm on a mission to uncover Mexico's exotic meat obsession.
He's telling me that there can smell the fear.
Uh-oh.
And this time, I may have gone too far.
We're a place where we can find exotic meat. Wild boar, ostrich, I could see lion as well.
Did you say lion?
That's correct.
It all starts here.
My man,
Here we are again.
Returning to the show, Peluche, content creator, food vlogger. Today, he'll be showing me a little bit of what Mexico has to offer.
We're inside a market right now.
Yeah.
What's the name of this market?
San Juan Ernesto Puyibet.
Ah.
The market of San Juan Ernesto Puyibet.
Can I just call him San Juan?
Yeah, just San Juan, it's okay.
San Juan Market is one of the oldest markets in Mexico City. It's nearly impossible to characterize. Basically, anything you can't find everywhere else ends up here.
What is the theme of this market?
I would say it's exotic food.
Okay, walking around, I've seen big and also very long bull penises. I've seen ostrich eggs, little baby piglets. I've seen also baby sheep. And then here, bugs.
Yeah, they're everywhere on the market.
I'm shuffling through the desert to the edge of the sky.
Bugs, always the first to appear in any exotic food list. If you can get past the ew factor, you'll be entering a world of protein-rich superfoods. Most don't make it that far.
This is more insects than I've ever seen anywhere before. I mean, you'll see a lot of insects in Asia, but it'll be like the same 5. Here, I don't know. I can't even count how many there are. And are a lot of these from Mexico?
Some specific ones, they're from other countries, but from here I can tell at least 3 or 4 Mexicans.
I like you just called them Mexicans.
Yeah, the Mexican bugs.
I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna call American bugs Americans.
In ancient Mexico, insects were an inseparable part of the diet.
These are the chapulines,
which is
grasshoppers, maguey worm, and also chicatana ants.
These days, it's not essential, but it's still not uncommon to find bugs working their way into some of the local cuisine. Like these ant egg tacos, which are quite delicious. For the brave, you can also eat them plain. Like with most of the food here, slap on some lime, some chili powder, and it's ready to go.
Señorita, ¿qué es esto?
This is like a woodworm.
Oh no.
Just the bug.
So this is some kind of a larvae.
And something that is gonna blow your mind is that this stuff is chili mixed with a bug that is made powder.
We're seasoning bugs with other bugs.
Exactly.
Here we go. One
Provecho.
shot. Cheers. The citrus makes it real fresh, huh?
The lime and the chili powder makes it better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tastes good.
You're very optimistic and positive. It's a little earthy, but super dry.
It tastes like dry meat, kind of.
Oh yeah, a little bit like a jerky. Like if you had an uncle who had no idea how to make jerky, but he's trying his best. If I was in Asia, that would give me some kind of superpower.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear it, but it is basically just a snack. Usually you can just grab it on the way home.
On the way home?
Yeah.
You're just making all these weird scenarios. You're on your way to a job interview, you just have some. So this is bugs. What I've been told is if you want some kind of mystery exotic meats that you're definitely not going to find in the USA, this is the market to come to. Is that right?
Exactly.
100 years ago, this market was much like any other. The more exotic foods crept in from the 1970s, luring in curious eaters and adventurous chefs who wanted to taste the pre-Hispanic diet, as well as rare meats like rabbit, quail, venison, ostrich, and buffalo.
We're a place where we can find exotic meat.
Exotic like that?
Like this, exactly.
As the market expanded, so did the list of available proteins from all around the world. Like this llama meat being served up by Fernando in his kitchen.
I don't think I've ever had llama. They look cute.
Yeah.
They look like alpacas, which are also cute.
Exactly, yeah.
But do they taste cute?
Also known as the New World camel, llamas were domesticated in the early 1500s. Their coats are used to make cloth, and their meat? Well, here, it's marinated with chimichurri sauce, made of parsley, cilantro, oregano, garlic, and olive oil, then seared atop a hot plate.
This has just been cooked up here right now. Yeah. It's still hot.
I tried alpaca when I was in Peru, and it tastes weird for me. It tastes like grass, but I don't know if it's the same for llama.
Let's try it out. I'm eating a llama.
It tastes like a steak, like a normal steak.
It tastes good. It tastes like beef that is not beefy.
It's the opposite of alpaca, because alpaca for me, it's stringy, like very grassy.
Yeah, super clean. There's no intense spices on here. It's just kind of some salt and some oil. I'm pretty impressed. This is like my new post-workout meal. Screw chicken breast. I'm gonna start doing llama. That's wild. So what other kind of meats do they have here?
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking in the freezer. What is that?
Oh, he's gonna
He has a
take
head
this
in his
out.
refrigerator.
Yeah, he's gonna take it. Oh my God.
Can I hold it? Oh my God.
This is crazy,
He has a
guys.
head in his refrigerator.
Damn, look at the teeth.
Is this an alligator or a crocodile?
It's a crocodile.
Ese nos lo mandaron completo.
They used to have the whole crocodile, but they cook it and they left the head.
How much would you charge for this head?
Esa vale
2,500 pesos.
This is quite the souvenir. I don't know if U.S. Customs is going to let me back in with this in my suitcase,
Great,
but
man.
That is wild. So I know for sure they have llama and crocodile. What else?
Venado.
Wild boar, ostrich. I could see lion as well.
Did you say lion?
Lion meat. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Okay, ¿podemos ver un poquito de la carne de león?
The lion, king of the jungle, the ultimate apex predator. Iconic, powerful, and if you pay the right price, it's yours.
What is this?
Here in the form of a steak. When there's an opportunity to eat something this rare, someone, somewhere is gonna try it.
Pulpa de león.
Oh, it's the leg.
This is the leg of a lion right here. This is just pure muscle. Is this your most expensive meat?
Yeah, the lion is the most expensive one. 7,500 for 8 kilos.
What's it taste like?
I don't know. I haven't never eat lion meat. He told me that it's a super intense flavor and it has a lot of toxins on the meat. So it's recommended to not to eat more than 1 kilo per person once a week.
Up to 2 pounds per week. That's a lot.
But what about regulations around exotic meat? How is this possibly legal?
Lion is legal to eat here.
See, he told me that it comes from a farm, so it's totally legal.
Sales of lion meat are legal if they're sourced from a licensed farm, whereas unlicensed slaughtering can result in a felony.
How do I know this is really lion?
Supposedly, each steak carries with it a meticulous paper trail, authenticating the legality and legitimacy of the meat.
Basically, he told me that he has to trust on the farm.
A trust.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the question of who owns these lion farms and where they can be found, well, this information is not readily available.
People watching this video right now, some of them are interested, some of them are freaking out. I don't even know how I feel for sure. Is this something you would try?
Ooh, it's kind of difficult because I don't know.
You don't have to try it because you're on my show.
I would like to watch it and then maybe think about it. But like right now, maybe no.
I think for now we pass. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
But wow, lion.
It turns out there's another option. Fernando actually sources much of his product from a private ranch just outside Mexico City, and he's agreed to bring us there. A 2-hour drive southeast of Mexico City will bring you here, a 247-acre ranch called El Moral. Here, they specialize in sheep, deer, and a formidable beast I've come here to see in the flesh. Swift feet, sharp teeth, and a bulky body. A wall of muscle and bone. This is a wild boar. And they're really easy to piss off.
Peluche, we are in the pen with that.
I'm kind of nervous actually.
Es como todo animal, güey.
He's telling me that there can smell the fear.
Uh-oh.
Wild boars generally resemble domestic pigs,
No.
but with a longer snout and legs.
Oh my God, you had the whole control of the animal.
Thank you.
I mean,
Well, it's like...
When they're mature, they can reach up to 500 pounds.
Have you ever seen one of these wild boars attack or bite a human?
Sí.
I was hoping you would just say no. They're actually super friendly once you get to know them.
Not
No.
really.
He's like, it could be a real issue.
Wild boar is native to much of Eurasia and North Africa, but they were introduced to North America in the 19th century. As demand for wild boar has increased, so has the number of people farming it. In between 6 to 12 months, a boar like this is ready for slaughter.
Is this more expensive than just usual pork or pig?
he told me that because of the diet, the wild boars, they eat a lot of oatmeal, wheat, and cereal. It costs 2 or 3 times more than the normal pig.
Why do people like wild boar so much? Does it taste a lot different from pork?
Pues es que la diferencia.
Basically, the whole difference between a pig and a wild boar is the fat. The fat in here with the meat and with the muscle, it tastes cleaner.
Unlike most pigs, here they skin the hairy beast, trim the fat, and let it hang for 24 hours. From here, it typically gets sectioned up and sent to the market. But not today. Today, I'll experience wild boar roasted whole, cooked up the Mexican way.
Ayúdame, Ezequiel, por favor.
Meet our pitmaster, Pepe Moreno, owner of this here ranch. Pepe is a self-taught chef and he's been refining his boar recipe for the last 5 years. First, he seasons the boar with salt. then marinates it with a sauce of oregano, salt, and herbs.
I smell the oregano already.
Yeah.
It smells good. Now, the preparation method is something that I believe is going to be new for me. I see there's a pit over here. There's some kind of rotisserie, but he still has to set it up. So he's grabbing this torture device. It's got these crossbars where the arms will be attached. He takes some wire, pokes it all the way through the meat,
muscle.
and he loops it around the steel here. I've never seen something like this. Pepe, I'm curious. I've seen a lot of pigs, boars, creatures that look like this being roasted before. I've never seen one with all the hair still on its head. Why is it still like this?
Lo dejamos porque es...
He told me that it looks cooler and to make sure that we are eating boar and not a pig.
It's absolutely different from roasting a pig because, as you know, people here love skin. No one skins a pig before roasting it.
Yeah.
Here, they've actually have taken all of the skin
The whole
off
skin,
along with the fur. What do they do with that skin?
Se diseca. La piel se utiliza
Basically, he told me that the fur is pretty hard. You can put it like on the wall. You can also use it to make some brushes.
Like a toothbrush.
Yeah, like a toothbrush.
Do you use it as a toothbrush?
Roasting a boar. This is not a set it and forget it type situation. It must be rotated every few minutes for 2 to 3 hours until the meat cooks all the way through.
Pepe, put her there.
Hola.
Yvette, also put her there. A pleasure to meet you both. This is amazing to be here. I've only been in Mexico City a short time now, and we're just getting out of the city. And my gosh, the drive here, gorgeous, beautiful.
Bienvenido. Bienvenido.
Thank you very much. Gracias.
Pepe and his wife Yvette are both from Mexico City. They met in vet school and decided to settle down and build a life in the countryside.
You must love the country life compared to city life, right? You will defer to her.
They started out small, but every year they add a few more heads or a new species altogether.
She prefers to stay in here because of her career.
There are a lot of advantages to living out here. Fresh air, good views, grasshoppers. I want to talk about what's in front of us right now. I've had grasshoppers a lot in the past, and usually they're just like fried and eaten whole. Here you've made it into kind of a soup. This recipe, where does this come from?
Esta...
Actually, it was a plan. There was a lot of grasshoppers. So they came up with the idea to make this soup and also fry them and make it another things.
That's brilliant. Like some kind of biblical prophecy, and then they're like, you know what we'll do? We'll just eat them. That's fascinating.
Deep fried grasshoppers, boiled in hot water, then put into a blender. Heads, butts, wings, everything gets blended. She strains the liquid and uses it as a broth. Seasoned with homemade salsa made from a blend of 4 different chilies. Sprinkle on some whole grasshoppers and enjoy.
So he puts onions and cilantro.
Yeah.
Yvette, nothing.
Nothing on it.
Plain.
You can go with the lime.
I don't know, man. I want to
go
get
for
the
it.
full
The full
grasshopper
flavor.
experience,
Okay,
right?
yeah. It tastes a lot of grasshopper.
The grasshoppers are so like toasty.
Mm-hmm.
A surprising depth of flavor to it. The broth itself, it's like a grasshopper milk. This could be the next big thing. Chapulines.
Leche?
Leche.
Yeah.
It is one of the most unique textures I've seen from something that just comes from an insect. Because if you didn't tell people that this was made from grasshopper, they would probably think it's some kind of like a beef broth.
Jugo de carne.
Yeah, like a meat juice.
That's really stunning. We started yesterday with some exotic meats, and I was trying to find out what kind of really interesting or rare meats are people eating here in Mexico. Now you have the wild boar here. Now, are there other exotic species that you've thought about having here at the ranch?
They also thinking about water buffalo, ostrich.
Why exotic animals, and why not just the mainstream animals that everyone else does?
Porque lo hemos hecho y de hecho
They really love their work. I mean, they love animals and they're in love with what they do every day. So it's important to say that they're doing this because they want to preserve the species, make sustainability and profit as well.
2 hours later, and the boar is nearly finished. Pepe scores the meat more to allow for more even cooking. Then the adobe, a sauce made from guajillo chilies, blended with garlic, cumin, salt, and onions. Let the fire do its job. Then, if you're at the right place, at the right time, you'll be the first to taste a dripping, fatty, wild boar rib.
Hey, he's ready.
Yeah,
he
he's
cannot
ready to
wait.
cut it.
Please, go ahead.
Look at that.
That looks nice.
So juicy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, he's trying it already. Let's go
okay,
for it, man.
let's go.
Whoa. This is one of the strangest textures for rib I've ever had. It's fat, but it's not traditional fat. It's like bubbly fat.
The taste of the fat, it's amazing. It is not that heavy.
Wow, the flavors are very nice. Super clean with this delicious red sauce on top. Just really gentle flavors.
Exactly.
Pepe, what's your favorite part of the boar?
Rib.
No ribs, right here.
Yeah.
All right, so this is it. This fat on here is so different. It has this weird texture as you rip through it, like eating a bunch of sea grapes that pop in your mouth, like eating fish roe almost, but not slimy like that. It's got like a weird sponginess
I got you,
to it.
can't understand, but yeah.
Did you say can't understand, but yeah?
I can't you understand.
From here, you're just gonna cut up the whole thing, throw it on a platter, and let's sit down and eat. Gentlemen, this looks incredible.
Luce increíble.
Oh, I love it when the words like are so close in Spanish and English.
Yeah.
Increíble. Let's do a quick tour of the table right now.
Yeah.
We have the tortillas, guacamole, salad, and onion, and the whole leg here.
Yep.
I'm curious how to eat this. I think you could just eat the meat alone.
For me, it's better with tortilla.
We got, oh,
Mezcal.
I haven't tried this yet.
A pretty strong alcohol.
Mezcal. It's like tequila's uncle with the dark past he doesn't like to talk about.
Salud.
Salud.
It's also made from agave.
I used to have asthma when I was 12, and I think that would have cured it.
Yeah.
I'm feeling ready to eat.
Un minuto, por favor.
Where are you going?
Por una sorpresa.
Oh, he has a surprise for us. Or another bottle, I think.
I thought the wild boar was enough, but maybe Fernando felt left out. While we were setting up for dinner, he grilled up his own culinary contribution, utilizing his very specific exotic meat expertise.
Fernando, he's on the hunt for something.
What's that?
Oh, it's another kind of meat.
Tienes que adivinar.
He says that we need to guess.
Es grande, fuerte.
Oh, buffalo.
No, es el rey de la selva.
Oh, no. So this is lion?
It's lion.
Oh, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
You want to smell it?
Yeah, can I take a look at it?
Yeah, lo quiere agarrar para empezar a olerlo y verlo.
It's hard to say if it looks like lion or it just looks like
Like a normal
protein.
steak.
It looks like steak. It looks kind of beefy and dark and kind of sinewy. Philosophically, I don't know if I really have any issue trying lion. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, this is a tough one. Well, it's certainly unusual, but it's not endangered.
He's not endangered.
It's legal.
Yeah.
And it's here.
On the table.
It's on the table. I don't want to be rude. He's prepared it. I guess, yes. Okay, let's do it.
¿Puedes hacer los honores, por favor, Fernando? Servirnos lo que tú desees.
No, pues aquí.
Yeah, gracias.
What can you imagine of the flavor of this meat?
I bet it's probably very lean, and from the feel of my fork right now, I'm gonna say a little bit chewy.
Okay.
He's already chomping on it. Uno, dos,
Tres.
tres.
So chewy.
Very chewy.
Very chewy.
Well, there's some fat in there.
Yeah.
And the charred bits, he grilled this, and the charred bits taste real nice. Now, it's not dry, but it is chewy.
Yeah.
Is this eaten because it tastes amazing or because it's a lion?
Pues cuando
The first time is just for curiosity. They're like right into the meat, but after that, if they like it, they go buying this meat, like constant. They ask for a hamburger or just for the steak.
I can say the flavor is good. He put just a little bit of salt on it. It just tastes a little bit beefy and oily, although not overly fatty, because usually more fat will mean a little bit more tenderness.
Yes.
It's on the verge of being uneatable because it's so tough. So it's really unique in that way. What do you think?
It was his first time trying the lion. He loved to start to chewing and chewing and chewing.
Your first time?
yeah.
Maybe you'll put lions on your ranch next?
No creo.
Quite a unique experience. I don't want the lion to overshadow this. This is what we really came here for. I love that we have like a whole leg here and we can just carve it ourselves. All right, we got some meat. I'm gonna put a load of onions and some guacamole.
Yeah.
My first wild boar taco. So many firsts on this trip. Cheers.
Love that, Sonny. It's amazing.
It's so delicious. It's interesting, you know, doing this kind of video or having this kind of experience that people are gonna see. It's impossible to do this without somebody having strong opinions about it.
Yeah.
And it's just people, you know, in our day-to-day lives, we've become really conditioned. Like, these certain types of things are normal, it's what I'm used to, so that's what's okay.
Yeah.
And food is like a religion to almost everybody around the world, whether they know it or not. Like, what they're familiar with is what is canon to them.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that
yeah.
is what is okay.
Yeah.
Anything outside of that should be questioned. So
Absolutely.
there's no way to make a video like this and satisfy everybody. Someone's gonna be upset about it. For me, my goal is just to show, I guess, the diversity that exists in the world and that there's no set normal. And it's also a good opportunity for people to take a look at their own beliefs because people always blame the vegans, but it's not the vegans. The people that complain the most about videos with animal meat included, it's the people who eat meat but won't accept other types of meat being eaten. So maybe they eat beef and they're like, well, that's okay, but this one's not okay. And so I think it's good for people to have a moment to like look at their own beliefs and question them a little bit. Because that's something I've done over and over while doing this show. So guys, just want to say one more time, gentlemen, amigos, thank you very much for this experience. Incredible and something I'll remember for a very long time.
Salud.
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 Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Mexico City. It's one of the largest cities in the world. That means a lot of mouths to feed. But today, I'll be meeting a few people who are up to this challenge.
Do you know how many tamales you're making in a day?
3,000 tamales, just in 8 hours.
Wow.
They have double shifts. Well, you have to make the counts.
Oh.
Today, I'm on a mission to discover some of Mexico's mega food factories,
I've never seen any tamales that look like this. What is going on here?
facilities, manufacturers, and street-side cookeries, kicking out massive amounts of food. From local staples
I'm gonna show you how you can know if you are eating a real tortilla.
to the most soft, succulent meat you've ever laid eyes on.
Is that a nose? Trompa? Trompa. A freaking nose.
And it all starts right here.
Do you know how many they have here? They have 16 different kinds of tamales.
16 different tastes.
That's so many.
Our first location is right here, Tamale. This company has its own factory that produces over a dozen varieties of tamale, but we'll get more into that later.
It's like fast food for Mexico, okay?
Okay.
You go to the office and you haven't had breakfast today, and it's like, oh, in every street you can find them. So it's easy and it's really cheap.
Eating with me today from Mexico City, Carolina.
This one is kind of the classic. What would you call this?
Verde.
I've become very familiar with verde so far in this trip.
First stop, chicken tamale with green
You
salsa.
have to unwrap it. Oh, with your hands. You don't need the fork.
Okay.
It's better.
Sure.
A corn husk is wrapped around corn dough, which is wrapped around the fillings.
Now you do need the fork. It's too juicy.
In this case, salsa and chicken, but the fillings can be anything you can imagine.
What do you think?
The flavors are pretty mild, nothing too intense. It has like a fluffy corn taste to it, and it's a little dry.
That's the point.
It's supposed to be dry.
Yeah, sure.
You love dry things.
Yeah, I love dry things.
We don't have that in common. This is the classic. It's got chicken, a little bit of protein, tons of corn, a little salsa verde to spice it up. Here's my understanding though with tamales. I thought you always put stuff inside.
Not all the time, but the majority of the times.
Oscar, I would shake your hand, but that would not be hygienic. It said I'll give you a Japanese bow. It's a very deep bow. That means great respect.
Hola.
And also, hola.
Meet the creator of 16 different tamale varieties, Chef Oscar. Right now, a fresh batch of tamales is being produced by his
Do
team.
you know how many tamales you're making in a day?
¿Sabes cuántos tamales se hacen en el día?
3,000 tamales en un día.
3,000 tamales, just in 8 hours.
Wow.
If they have double shifts, well, you have to make the counts.
Oh, no, okay, I can do this. 5 million. I've seen tamales before, but I've never seen any tamales that look like this. What is going on here?
It's a sugar tamale.
So this is gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
The process starts with the dough. In a mixer, he adds butter, brown sugar, baking powder, food coloring, and lard. A semi-solid white fat product obtained by rendering the fatty tissue of a pig. Then, corn flour and water.
And then why is it pink?
It's just the representative color here in Mexico.
Does it taste a little pink?
No.
Now that they have all their ingredients, it's time to assemble. The dough and raisins are set on a corn husk bed. Unlike the other tamales, this one doesn't have fillings inside.
After this, they are gonna steam it, and then we get to finally try it.
Yeah.
Now, it's not morning time. How do you feel about having the tamale for dinner?
I don't really like it, and I think that every Mexican knows that it's just for breakfast.
Okay, let's skip it completely. That's the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. That was up to Caroline. We are out of the factory, out of those clothes, and we're stylish again. Right here, sweet breakfast tamale. It is like the frosted cornflakes of tamale.
And it's my favorite. What do you think? Oh my gosh.
Could use a little butter.
I think that you need coffee with it.
Yes. You're supposed to have a special drink with it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. Hola. Dos atoles, por favor.
Yeah, if they have chocolate.
How do you say chocolate?
Chocolate.
Oh yeah, pate chocolate.
Chocolate,
I
yes,
learned that
that's
in
right.
second grade.
Well,
here you go.
Thank you.
What is this called?
Atole. Milk, but thicker.
Does it come from a cow?
Yeah.
There's chocolate in there.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm gonna get another bite here.
Try it. What do you think now?
Bingo.
Yeah?
Nailed it. Oh my gosh, you know, it's like we had Bonnie without Clyde, Aladdin without Jasmine.
A Tom without Jerry.
Yeah, Tom without Jerry?
Jerry?
Oh, Jerry. I'm just teasing you.
Coming up, we're headed to a street food stall that's prepping mind-blowing, massive amounts of meat in these giant cauldrons. But first, that meat needs a place to go, the tortilla.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Santiago and Daniela co-founded this factory 5 years ago, producing and distributing 1,000 pounds of corn dough, or masa, every day, half of which is made into tortillas.
What do you think that it's a special thing about this place? I mean, your place.
We make the nixtamal. This process is an ancient process that has with us almost 5,000 a year, and we are losing it.
Let's jump into the process. From beginning to end, can you tell me every step? I know it starts with water, and then what?
Just start.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we only need 3 ingredients: water, limestone, and corn. Limestone, we call it cal vivas. It's the most pure form of limestone.
So I have a lot of questions about the limestone.
When the water mixes with limestone, it creates a chemical reaction, softening the stone and heating the water.
What is the purpose of mixing that with the corn? What does that do?
This process is called nixtamalization.
It's modifying the protein chains in the corn, make it digestible for us. The second one is, have you ever grabbed a taco and it has broken up? Yeah.
I hate that.
That happens when you don't have an nixtamalized tortilla.
That's why they use 2 tortillas.
Oh, is that why?
One of the reasons, yeah, I'm sure.
After boiling, the corn will be put to rest for 12 hours.
And then the next morning we come
And we put in the grinder.
and then we have the masa.
The nixtamalized corn is ground inside a giant grinding machine.
What's the favorite one?
The favorite one is the blue one.
The result is this bluish-green color.
Where I come from, we use about one type of corn. Here though, corn is such a huge part of the diet in Mexico. Therefore, there's so many different types of corn being used.
Just in Mexico, we have 60 different types of corn.
60.
60.
How does that change the tortilla? Is it changing the flavor? Is it texture?
Blues and reds have more antioxidants than the yellow one. The yellow one, since the color is paler, so it can absorb more sun and it tends to create more sugar naturally.
After grinding, they move the dough to a multi-purpose tortilla-making monster. It kneads the dough as it's fed into the machine. Then it stamps out tortillas and sends them to the oven.
We don't only make tortillas, we can also make gorditas, tlacoyos, tamales with
this
this
dough.
dough.
Everyone in Mexico knows to cook a tortilla requires not 2, but 3 flips.
It would go from the first rack to the second to the third, and it will make the 3 cooking stages that the tortilla needs.
And it pops. If it pops, it means
Well done.
well done. Yeah,
It's even said that if your tortilla puffs, you can get married now.
After baking, it pops out, ready to pop into the nearest mouth.
This is what I'm most excited for. These are super fresh. They just popped out of the machine.
And they are blue.
And they're blue. Look how gorgeous these are, please.
Thank you.
Here's a little bit of salt.
Okay, yeah, this is a salt taco.
Yeah.
Is this like what you would eat in college?
No,
We have this.
Okay, then a little bit of
just salsa.
salsa too.
Little bit.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
That's so good.
Yeah, I know.
It's good, right?
Wow, I know this is like the foundation, but it's a delicious foundation. Obviously on here, you're stacking meat, you're stacking even more flavors, but it's surprisingly soft. It's so soft. And I've always loved flour tortillas. Hold on, let me chew a little bit more. Oh. A lot of the corn tortillas I've had have just been more like crumbly, falling apart, and sometimes dry in your mouth.
Too much limestone.
Too much?
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Can I have one more?
Yeah, go ahead.
It took 3 years to understand it
Yes.
completely.
It's astounding listening to you two. I feel like I'm in a master class for tortillas. How, when I go out into the world now, how do I know if I'm getting the best tortilla?
Add lime. If the color change to purple, you are eating a real tortilla.
If it doesn't change, I get my money back?
No, maybe not.
Start changing.
Yeah.
That is wild. YouTube, thank you so much for all your knowledge and for sharing your passion with us. I've learned a lot, but now I must travel on my own. I must go out there to Mexico City and find my own taqueria.
Taqueria.
But now I have the knowledge, so thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Welcome to the wild world of carnitas. This is my man Ruben, the owner. He's in charge here.
Here at Carrubes Carnitas, I've come to see how they make carnitas from the beginning.
Right here, pig. Just in this one container, it's about 250 kilograms. That's over 500 pounds, and he's doing over 1,000 pounds each day.
This is one of the most iconic foods in all of Mexico, and it all starts by simmering a combination of pig parts for hours until the meat breaks down and becomes soft and tender. So which pig parts do they use? Well,
oh, is that a nose?
All of them.
Trompa, a freaking nose. Oreja. The ear right here. Basically, every part of the pig is in here. I know what you're thinking. Wow, they're boiling all these pig parts in all this dark water. No. This is lard, animal fat that it's kind of bubbling in for hours until it gets super, super soft.
Animal lard is ubiquitous in this city's cuisine. From the tamales we tried earlier to carnitas and even chicharon.
Now, different people order different parts. Some people might want ear, some people might want leg, some people want more fatty meat, some people want more dry meat. Either way, you can order it. They're gonna take it from here to the assembly area. That's where it gets chopped into little meat.
Carnitas literally means little meats because after the braising process, it'll be chopped into tiny pieces before making its way to a tortilla.
Oh, what is this? Intestines! He's mixing all that in. Chop, chop, chop. That's gonna hit the flat top. Boom, sizzle. He's got the tortilla shells right here. They're on the flat top too. He flips in some meat. Slap some salsa on it, and that's gonna be an awesome lunch.
But there's one restaurant who serves this food a little differently. They skip the tortilla altogether in favor of a gordita. Let me show you what I mean.
Ivan?
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How many years do you have here with the business?
Desde 1960.
1960.
Oh, from 1960 till now. That has to be before your dad, right? Maybe your grandpa?
Era trabajador anteriormente.
Oh, his dad just was a worker here and then he owns the business.
Oh, that's cool. I'm looking, the menu behind you is loaded with food. So are you serving just carnitas or a lot of other stuff too?
There's other kind of food, but the specialty here in the house is gorditas.
The gordita. Take corn dough and smash it into a disc, then fry it in oil. And when it's cooked through, cut it in half and stuff it with deliciousness. In this case, carnitas, also made in a giant stainless steel vessel.
First of all, how big is that pot that you cook in each morning at 5 a.m.?
400 liters.
400 liters. Like, could you fit your whole body in there?
Cuatro.
4.
4 bodies.
Like
Wow.
each day, todos los días?
Sí.
Each day, you think he's cooking bodies every day? Like human bodies? So that's really big, guys. I don't know, if you have other better measurements, let me know. Like, how many watermelons could you fit in there?
500 melones.
You can fill it with 500 melons.
500 melons?
Kilo.
Wow.
And how many people do you receive here daily?
No. Hold on, sorry. How many pineapples? No, you're right.
Today, we're gonna try 3 different carnita fillings with the gordita. After frying, the gordita is stuffed with carnita fillings of your choosing. The meat is then topped with onions, herbs, salsa, and some lime on the side.
We have all of our gorditas here. How do you say like carnitas, gorditas?
Gorditas de carnitas.
What is de?
De, it's with.
I thought con is with.
You can also say that. It's like off.
Our final meal, the combo platter. Carnitas from the pig snout, the ribs, and some back meat. That's Caroline's favorite cut.
So I think we should start with the one you like and then work our way up maybe to the nose.
Okay.
One lime. Ooh, I dropped a seed in there. Wow, that bread on the outside is so good. It's just so crunchy.
It's amazing, right?
It is amazing. The taste is very good, and I especially love the breading. The meat's a little bit dry.
I prefer to be dry.
Have your parents disowned you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've just never heard someone say, oh, I like the dry meat. I'm gonna put some sauce on there. Salsa verde. It's a little spicy, but it's delicious.
Great, right?
Fuego.
Pica.
Caliente.
Let's try the rib one.
Man, everywhere in Mexico, people love lime. I've never seen so many limes and avocados in my life. It's awesome.
It's our thing. So are you ready?
Yes, let's go for it. Wow, that pork is delicious. For me, that's a perfect balance. Little fat, little protein, very tender, mild flavors. That's really good.
Yes, it is.
This is good, but man, that is heavy. Is this everyday food?
Every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
How many calories do you think it's for one of
I
these?
don't really want to count.
I don't want to either.
I'm going to be worried after all.
If you were iffy on the ribs, this is really gonna kill you. This is the snout.
Oh, but no.
Look at this piece right here.
I'm going to do it for you.
This is basically just fat now. All the face meat is just really fatty. It's almost like gummy, very gelatinous.
That's the thing I hate about it.
You know what? Most Americans don't like that texture.
The taste is almost the same. The texture is the thing that I hate.
That's a really good point. You need to find that perfect ratio for you between protein and fat. I agree this is a little much. It's fun to try, but it's super fatty, super heavy, and just kind of gooey.
The question, what's your favorite one?
Wow. Of the three, my favorite, absolutely the rib. You just have to find that perfect balance between being juicy, fatty, but still having protein. But the presentation is my most favorite part. I've been here like 5 days. I've had 1,000 tacos. No, 1,000,000. And so tacos are great, but you need variety, right?
Yeah, of
So
course.
the texture of the gordita, the way it's packaged up, the way it's like nice and easy to eat it. The crunch. For me, my favorite part is seeing the huge volume here. There's so much food. He's saying you could put 4 human bodies in there.
And 500 melons, don't forget it.
Yeah, 500 melons.
Each country's cuisine is largely shaped by what grows naturally in that given geography.
These are so fun.
Mexico's amazing, I guess.
In Mexico, that means chilies.
This salsa is giving life to everything.
Corn.
That's a lot of flavor.
I just had a quinceañera in my mouth.
And one ingredient I've never seen in the USA.
This is something I've never seen before. This is a cactus. That means cactus.
Today, I'm on a mission to eat only cactus and cactus dishes for the next 24 hours.
To me, I think the spice could be good for fiber. Just move things along in the gut.
I didn't even know you could eat cactus.
Oh, it's gooey.
And now, my breakfast.
I can eat this raw?
Lunch.
Is this a taco?
Desserts.
It's so moist.
Drinks.
It is cactus water with pineapple.
Oh, good. I'm glad there's pineapple in there.
All of it will be made using one of Mexico's most unique, iconic native plant species. And it all starts here.
How far away from Mexico City are we right now?
We're about 1.5 hours away from the center. This is still Mexico City though.
Hold on. Out here, this is Mexico City.
Mexico City is a big city. We're in the south. This is Milpa Alta.
Milpa Alta lies in the southeast corner of Mexico City. 90% of this area is agricultural land, but one stands above them all. The prickly pear cactus, or in Spanish, nopal.
This place produces 80% of the cactus in Mexico.
80%? I thought cactus just kind of grew wild. I didn't know people were farming it agriculturally. Do you have any idea how long it takes a cactus to get this big?
I don't know, but we're about to find out, I guess.
Hola, que llegue. Nice to meet you.
Meet Anastasia. She's a promoter, teacher, market vendor, chef, a little bit of everything. But today, she greets us as one who grows this superfood in her fields. Her farm is over 3 acres, and most of that is covered with nopales.
Why nopales?
Porque es el cultivo que hay en toda esta región.
She was saying that before, it was beans, corn, squash, but in the 60s, the boom of the nopal came here.
This vegetable was domesticated almost 10,000 years ago by the ancestors of the Aztecs. Every part of the plant has found its way into Mexican life, but most significant is how it's eaten.
When they discovered the benefits of nopal, more people were starting to eat nopal, and the business for them was going great, so everybody changed from what they were growing to nopales.
Today, nopales can be found in many cuisines around the world. In 2018, it was given the title of hottest food trend by people who like to give titles to stuff.
It is super rich in calcium. It is really rich in fiber, so it helps people digest things better, and it helps diabetic people reduce their sugar levels. The goo from the inside of the nopal can also be used as sunscreen.
Do you have any goo with you? I think I need that right now.
What makes it even better is that farming this plant requires almost no effort. Just bury the pads in soil. From there, the job is easy.
They don't need to water the nopales at all. The rain will do the work.
So there's just issues with different types of bugs that try to eat it, right?
Yeah, that's the main enemy, but she said that a well-kept nopal won't have that problem.
After 1 year, these nopales are ready for harvesting.
Before, people used to have bigger nopales, but it is recommended to just have 3 levels of nopal because it is faster for the nutrients to get to the plant.
Tengo que estirarme para poder alcanzarlos.
And her height helps a lot to be this size. If not, she would have to go up to cut it.
Right.
A nopal tree can generate up to 100 pads, and a well-kept nopal can last up to 7 years.
Each spot that you see is like a scar of the nopal. It will never grow back again in this spot. But where you can see little spikes and little flowers, that will be a nopal someday.
In the low season, Anastasia sells 880 pounds of nopales per week, and that number can double during special holidays.
In the market, there is 3 types of nopales, and it's based on size. This one is called cambray.
And this one is venti?
Venti, grande, and large.
Okay.
Today, Mexican folks eat about 14 pounds of these spiky snack pads per year.
Can I eat this raw?
Sí, lo desespino.
She's gonna take the spikes off for you.
I can eat this raw?
Yeah.
No. Every country I go to, if there's a weird food, I'm like, I just eat it right now. Usually they're horrified and they think there's something wrong with me. But today, she goes, yeah, absolutely. Boom. So we got it right here. Wow, it smells like fresh cut green grass. Mmm.
Fresco.
Yeah, it's really fresh. Wow, the texture is so awesome. It's a tiny bit sour and a little bit tart, but pretty mild flavor overall. It's a little slimy. There's a little bit of goo. Is this how people really eat it sometimes?
Some people eat it, and even smaller ones.
Have you had it raw before?
Today's the day, I guess. Yeah, you can get a little slimy. A little acidity even.
Yeah.
It's actually good.
After Farmer Anastasia shows us her cactus field, Chef Anastasia will be making us some cactus dishes.
Hola, we're now in your kitchen. I noticed you have a big commercial kitchen. It's separate from the kitchen inside. Can you tell us about your work here?
Hace 4 años.
3 years ago, she won an award with a cake made out of nopal. And since that moment, she noticed that people really loved her product, so she started building this kitchen so she could innovate in new products of nopal.
Oh, and then we also have this dish right here.
Our first dish of the day starts with nopal pads sliced up and fava beans roasted on the stove. She prepares a clay pot, adding in fava beans, water, nopales, salt, and epazote stems.
Epazote is a plant like an herb, Mexican herb.
Ah, epazote. It's a little turpentine-y. It's got some interesting, like very bold flavor to it.
As the pot boils, she scoops out the impurities that float to the top.
The best way to eat this is with a tortilla. This special tortilla is made also with nopal.
What?
Flattened dough made from corn flour, fresh nopal, and cilantro.
This is the first green tortilla I've seen. I've seen blue and white.
Then cook it up on the flat top. These are cactus tortillas.
She puts in like a whole piece of the cactus, some red salsa, and then she completely disregards the beans, and the beans are feeling a little left out right now.
You should accompany the taco with some beans. People like to eat it with the outer shell, and people like to take out the outer shell, whatever you feel like.
Okay, should we both take a bite at the same time, or?
¿Puede preparar un taco más, por favor?
Ah, another one, please. Cheers.
It's really good.
Tortilla's delicious. It sounds so dry and crumbly. It's got a great texture to it. And then the cactus is so interesting. It's squeaky as you're eating it. Your teeth are squeaking against it. I mean, it's kind of boiled, so it's a little bit soft, a little bit firm, and it's a lot slimy.
Should we try a bean as well?
Oh. It's a big bad bean. Oh.
They're really good.
And then the salsa just brings a little bit of kick, a little bit of flavor to it.
And it's super healthy as well.
It's essentially vegetarian food, but it's surprisingly like meaty. Like when people put mushrooms in a burger, because they don't eat animals or whatever. They do it because the mushroom still has a kind of a meaty bite to it. And that's what that's like. Well done, muy bueno. So much food around the world has to do with just what is available to people there. Then they take it and they find ways to work with it. And that's what people have done here for thousands of years, and that's what she's still doing today. What do you think could be done to make this a more popular ingredient around the world?
Combinar, porque a mucha gente no
She
le
believes
gusta.
the key for international success of nopal is combining it with other things. A lot of people don't like nopal alone or just grilled. The combination of things and the whole variety of things that you can do with nopal is the key to make it a success.
And hopefully one day we'll all be eating nopal, but also still meat, because I like meat.
Before we leave, Anastasia treats us to another dish she created. Nopal sope with beef and cheese, plus a side of cactus juice.
It is cactus water with pineapple.
Oh good, I'm glad there's pineapple in there.
Nopales, pineapple, water, lime, sugar. Here you have a fresh, healthy, slimy drink.
Oh, it's so thick. Cheers. It is refreshing.
It's actually really good. It has some glue to it, like pulque.
It's like drinking air. It doesn't feel like you're drinking liquid. It's almost like the head of beer where you just like drink the foamy part of the beer. The whole thing feels like that, a slimy foam. But that's pretty good right here. This is our main course. This is awesome. When I went to the market, I had some kind of a street food that was like on a flat corn dough, and then they put cheese, sauce, and different things on top.
That flat thing is called atlacoyo.
But here, instead of having those carbs, you can use the cactus.
She scores the cactus and throws it on the grill. These cactus pads are joined by slices of beef. Let them cook evenly on each side. Then add cheese to each slice of beef. Wait for it to melt and assemble the dish. Finish with a hot touch of salsa.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's really good.
Oh, excelente, mi amigo.
Everything comes really together.
It's so smoky. That's what I love about it. But it's so gooey too, dude. That's the part that throws me off. Every time I pick it up, I see strands of goo, like a 5-year-old that's just sneezed. But it has a wonderful smoky flavor that is taken on from being grilled. And then when you pair that with meat and with cheese, it goes together so well. How does it taste to you?
I actually really like it. Once you grill the nopal, it does get that gooey texture, but it becomes really soft and really delicious. The beef is perfectly cooked. That cheese brings creaminess to the dish, and the salsa can never miss in a Mexican dish.
Oh, love the salsa. This is remarkable.
Today, I set out to eat cactus for an entire 24 hours. So far, so good. But what happens when this strange species is elevated to its highest potential?
We're gonna go high end.
Okay, let's do it.
Did you bring a collared shirt?
Do I need one?
They might not let you in, but I'll get some for takeout for you.
Carajillo is known for its modern Mexican fusion cuisine. The menu here never fails to surprise its patrons with creative touches from Chef Juan.
Chef, put her there.
Thank you.
Hola, mi amigo. How long have you been working here?
32 años en cocina.
He's been working for 32 years in the kitchen, but Carajillo only for 1 year and 7 months.
Chef Juan is also a master chef producer for Mexico, Colombia, and Chile. Today, he'll attempt to wow us with a 3-course cactus meal. But first, ant egg tacos.
I thought it was a taco. Instead of being on a tortilla, it's on the nopal. Is this a taco?
Esa es mi versión del taco.
That is his version of the taco.
Chef Juan starts by sprinkling the nopal pads with sea salt, grill it with some oil, and that's gonna be the taco base. Slather each pad with black bean paste and mozzarella cheese. Then back to the grill with the toppings face down. At the same time, the flat top receives a ribeye steak, caramelized onions, and ant eggs. Time for the build. The cactus base, ribeye steak, caramelized onions, ant eggs, and finish with a slice of avocado.
Whoa, that's delicious.
I think this is one of the best nopales that I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Es que la combinación de ingredientes, lo que a mí me gusta, que sea...
He says that the combination of the ingredients is what makes it the best. He starts with making it look really good, but also it needs to taste really good as well.
My gosh, yeah, it looks great. I mean, in the way it tastes. Hey, good catch. It's got that base. The way he's prepared it, it's not slimy at all. The goo does not come out. And then the ant egg. This is one of my favorite ingredients that I've found so far in Mexico City.
This is also known as the Mexican caviar.
If you've ever had caviar, just those little eggs, the way they pop, these ant eggs like kind of pop. They're juicy and they have a great buttery flavor to them. They're awesome. We're gonna have a few more nopal dishes made from you. And may I just say, if I had a shot of mezcal, I would cheer to the future of cactus. Salud to cactus.
Mezcal.
Cheers. This is like 2 shots. Oh my God. I'm gonna drink half.
You should accompany it with a little bit of hibiscus flowers.
Oh, and you accompany it with a bullet to my head. Why do I like it? Ugh, it hurts so good. All right, I'm ready for course number 1.
Course 1, caprese salad with nopal.
Usually, a caprese salad would be soft mozzarella cheese, tomato, probably some olive oil, and basil. Here, it's very different.
This is the Mexican version of the caprese salad. We have red tomato, green tomato, fresh nopal, quesillo, which comes from Oaxaca, and a pesto made out of seeds of the pumpkin.
Fresh nopal pads are pressed into circles. Tomato and tomatillo are sliced up.
From the time that you were a kid until now, have you seen the popularity for nopales increase or decrease?
Season the nopales with salt and lime. Give the same treatment to the tomato and tomatillo slices.
He says that he's seen the demand for cactus grow because at the beginning people ate it because of need and it was associated with a lower class level.
Right.
But right now with the healthy trend, a lot of people are turning to nopal for a healthy option.
Time for the build.
Okay, I'm gonna start with this cheese. Oh. Oh my God, so fresh. Dude, that cheese is so delicious. Queso Oaxaca, it's like my new favorite cheese. This is super clean, super fresh, extremely delicious. If I move things around a little bit, I can reveal what we really came here for, the nopal.
The nopal. It still has the bite of the fresh nopal.
It's just such a natural flavor. There's some little bit of herbs, there's olive oil, a tiny bit of salt, and then just the really fresh plant itself.
You get a hint of chlorophyll.
Yeah, you get a hint of chlorophyll. The texture, it's like kind of crispy, crunchy.
It's still a little gooey in the inside, but it's really, really good.
Magnifico. Is that a real word?
Yeah.
Hey, another little bit of a sip of mezcal. And I'm ready for the second course.
The second course, braised short rib with nopal. Braise the rib in a sauce made with dried chilies, mezcal, and cactus. Cover the ribs with nopales and continue spooning sauce on top.
That way, the nopal can send some flavor into the short rib and the sauce makes it a little thicker.
Is it kind of like the way they cook barbacoa with maguey?
Exactly. The same use that they give maguey in barbacoa, they use it with nopal in the short rib.
A spoon of mashed potato, a nopal slice, then the short rib, garnished with red onion, pea leaf, slices of radish, and cilantro sprouts.
Do you ever see food so delicious and you feel like, I don't deserve this?
Well, I deserve this.
First of all, let's just grab some of this rib, because what the F? It is so soft and tender and succulent and delicious looking, and the plate is really freaking hot.
This is almost like barbacoa.
I almost fell out of my chair. It's so soft, it's so tender, it's juicy, it's perfect. Wow, that is incredible. I gotta say, I taste a lot of beef. I don't taste a lot of cactus coming through. Let me get some sauce. I got some meat. I've got the cactus on there too. That's delicious together.
The gooiness of the grilled nopal is back at it again, but it actually conserves some of the flavor of the sauce of the short rib.
It reminds me of okra, because when you steam or boil okra, it gets really gooey and slimy inside. The big difference is okra, when it's not boiled and not steamed, is like inedible. But here you can eat it either way. Delicious raw, but when it's steamed or cooked, it's good too. It doesn't hurt to have a $35 short rib next to it.
It never hurts to have a $35 short rib next to something.
No.
Every perfect meal must end with the perfect dessert. But how do you turn this into something sweet and satisfying?
That's part of our shot. Final course. Gracias. Oh my gosh.
Here you have a corn cake. It is a Mexican dessert. On top of the corn cake, we have a caramel-based syrup with some nopal inside of it. And on top, we have caramelized popcorn. And next to it, we have tuna ice cream. Tuna is the fruit that comes from the cactus. Here we go again.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's like eating the watermelon green. It's a little cucumbery.
That is the flavor of tuna.
Here's what tuna looks like. No, not that tuna. This tuna. It's a fruit in Mexico.
Have you ever had cornbread before?
I mean, isn't that what a tamale is?
No, it's completely different.
All right, let's try it. I'm gonna cut it like a birthday cake.
Exactly, that's how you eat it. Right on the money.
Oh, it's so moist. Moist. They must have included some kind of a moisturizer. That is great. The caramel popcorn offers a bit of crunch. The cake itself is super moist, as I said already. And then the caramel on top just kind of brings everything together. It unites it all into one sweet treat. I gotta say, I don't taste any cactus.
No, you can lose the nopal inside of the caramel.
The cactus, I can see it visually. Let me try to taste it.
A little bit. You get a little crunch from the cactus inside of the syrup.
Little notes of cactus. That's how rich people, that's how arrogant people, that's how food reviewers, that's how critics talk about food. You have to talk about notes, and you have to talk about front end and back end. Mainly that.
Okay, you lost me.
For me, it's very cool to go from seeing a food I've never really experienced at all in my life to just seeing it in all its different forms and iterations. Going from the field to seeing it locally made to seeing it elevated to its highest potential here at this restaurant. It is very diverse and a very unique ingredient, an ingredient that will forever remind me of my trip here in Mexico. Nopales. Salud.
Salud. Salud.
All right, thank you, chef. Why is he not coughing?
Ahumado.
I want to be like this guy when I grow up one day.
Food is a big thing in Dia de los Muertos. When you put an altar to honor the ones that you've lost, you put food and drinks that they love, because it's believed that they will come back at night and they will have a little bit of that food and enjoy themselves again in this world.
An inevitable, universal process that will eventually fall upon us all. Permanent, irreversible death. The way we look at death has more to do with the cultures we grow up in than the process itself. In some parts of the world, it's taboo to bring it up. But in Mexico, death is celebrated by the living. In place of anxiety, fear, or sorrow, there's music, colors, dancing, and food.
All of them have this little button on top. Does that represent anything?
The crosses represents the bone of the deceased one.
This is Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead. Today, I'm on a mission to experience the reality of this sacred holiday. The people, the culture, the altars, the food.
I think this must be one of the most unique flavor enhancers in the world. What is the connection between Day of the Dead and mole?
It all starts in the center of Mexico City.
Good morning from Mexico, more specifically Mexico City. Today is Day of the Dead. I'm here and I'm gonna experience this iconic holiday myself in the flesh. At this moment, we're headed to the parade. The parade is a big deal here in the city. It's not been going on a long time, but there's a lot of people here who are excited to have it, who are excited to see it. Behind me, the holding pen for all the people in the parade. Everyone's ready to go. People are lining up. They're getting to the parade. On the way, I'm going to see if there's any food we can find. Maybe there's special Day of the Dead themed food, a skeleton cookie. I don't know. I'm going to see what I can find. Let's head out now. Cool. What do you play? What's that called? A trombone?
Trumpet.
Can I join your band? I play the recorder.
Joining me today, Herman, a content creator from Mexico focused on food and unique recipes.
Dude, this is so wild out here.
Yeah, there's a lot of attractions here for people to see and do.
There's music, everybody's happy, and you would never think the topic of this celebration was around death.
Yeah.
How do you say it in Spanish?
Dia de los Muertos.
Dia de los Muertos.
Yes, that was good.
Thank you.
Day of the Dead. It's one of Mexico's most important religious holidays.
What does Day of the Dead mean to you?
Day of the Dead represents a Mexican culture that we are so friendly and comfortable with the topic of death. For us, this day is remembering and honoring the ones that passed away and never forgetting what they left us in this world.
It's said November 1st and 2nd are the only days during the entire year when the dead can revisit their living families. As for the living, it's a time to pay respects, to remember and honor deceased loved ones by building an altar, adorned with photos and offerings, fruit, bread, beverages, and a plate of their favorite food. The intent is to encourage a spiritual visitation, welcomed by the prayers and words of the living. At least, that's what most locals believe. In the modern day, Day of the Dead is becoming more of a commoditized holiday. In Mexico City, there's a parade attracting thousands of people from all over the world to gather in the Zocalo, or the main square in the city center. But this parade doesn't go back centuries or even decades. It actually started after a James Bond movie, which featured such a parade when it was recorded here in 2015. Now, this is the parade's 4th year. Giant skeletons in colorful costumes, mariachi music, and dancers fill the street, presenting a vibrant, colorful, and somewhat commercialized slice of Mexican culture.
There's a lot of people and the parade was incredible.
The parade goes on for 4 hours. They must loop it, right?
They have a long ride around the city, so a lot of people can watch it and they don't have to be specifically here to be able to enjoy the parade.
Oh, I could have stayed at my hotel? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
Most countries, every holiday, every event has some kind of special food that goes along with it. Is that the same for this holiday?
Food is a big thing in Dia de los Muertos. When you put an altar to honor the ones that you've lost, you put food and drinks that they love, because it's believed that they will come back at night and they will have a little bit of that food and enjoy themselves again in this world.
That's something we're actually going to be seeing later today. In the meantime, I want to see if there's any food around here.
Yes.
Let's take a look.
Let's go.
Food is an indispensable part of this holiday. This time of year, you'll find skeleton-themed candy, skull chocolates, or this, a famous sweetbread, roughly shaped like crossbones, set atop a golden yellow glazed egg bun. They call it dead bread. And if you come here, you can find a long list of varieties to choose from.
All right, right this way. Wow, I feel like we're going to a stadium.
This is pan de muerto, which means bread of the dead.
Are these all a little bit different?
Yes, each one is filled with different fillings.
A simple sweet bread recipe. Traditionally made from a rich dough consisting of milk, eggs, and butter. Here at Pasteleria Madrid Bakery, they put a twist on the traditional recipe, adding an even sweeter touch.
This one is chocolate abuelita, it's hot chocolate. This is super Mexican, this flavor looks amazing. I think I'm gonna try that one. This one is filled with nata. Nata is made when you boil milk, the fatty part that comes to the top, and they spread it in the bread.
Oh, can we get that too?
Absolutely.
How do we get it? Originally, I just heard it's bread, and I was like, well, bread. Bread's not a big deal. But this is more than bread.
This bread is only baked for this time of the year. It's limited edition. After the Day of the Dead, it's gone.
Cheers. Oh yeah, oh, it's so rich and creamy.
It's fatty, it's sweet, it's really good.
Oh, it doesn't get more fresh than that. It's very airy, it's creamy inside, and then crusty, sugary topping.
Yes, you get a crust on the top, and the sugar gives it all the sweetness that it needs.
This is awesome. If I was a kid, I would love Day of the Dead based just on this. This is very nice. All of them have this little button on top. Does that represent anything?
The round shape represents the circle of life. And in here, the crosses represents the bone of the deceased one.
I'm assuming Day of the Dead began in Mexico, but
yes.
Where in this country?
Near here with the Aztec civilization.
The ancient ritual of honoring the dead was started by the Aztecs some 3,000 years ago. Originally celebrated in the summer, it was moved to November 1st and 2nd to coincide with All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day, as the Spanish brought Christianity to central Mexico in the 16th century.
Both traditions mixed, and that's why you get a little bit of crosses and the essence of the Day of the Dead.
It's a little bit of both cultures melding together to make this holiday that you don't really see in any other Catholic nation.
The sacred holiday has evolved into what we now see today, but the way it's celebrated still depends on the region, the town, and the family celebrating. I'm heading an hour and a half outside the big city to a small town of about 9,000 people. This is San Pedro Otocpan. No parades, no costumes. Soon, I'll be meeting with the family who plans to reunite with a lost loved one tonight. But first, mole. A food often associated with Day of the Dead. I want to find out why.
Mole. It can be a sauce or it can be a powder.
Yes.
Which one do you prefer?
The sauce, obviously.
Why is that obvious? Why do they make a powder if the sauce is so good?
This isn't the final form. We have to still transform it a little bit so we can coat our protein.
Mole is an iconic Mexican flavor enhancer. Its depth of flavor usually comes from a great number of oddly paired ingredients, like dried shrimp and cacao, all ground into one fine powder.
I've not really had mole ever.
It should taste like similar to what the end form of the sauce is. That's good.
Whoa, there's so much happening in there.
You can feel the flavor of the mole. It's a little bit sweet, spicy at the same time.
This is one of the most unique flavor enhancers in the world because people aren't used to having cacao powder or chocolate mixed with spices. But this is something altogether different. It's very dynamic, it has a lot of depth, and the flavor just pulls in many different directions. That's fantastic.
This is Mole Street. All along this road, you'll find vendors selling pre-made mole as powders or pastes. This community accounts for 60% of the mole made in Mexico, around 30,000 tons each year. Right now, we stepped inside one shop to learn more from Manuel de la Cruz Espindola.
Hola.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos.
Mole. Have sales gone up a lot in the last few days? Is this a big time of year for mole?
Sí, por supuesto. Bueno, aquí son...
He was telling us that, yes, mole being so big in Mexico, so many people love it. Because of Day of the Dead, a lot of people are getting together. We put the food and the drinks that our loved ones love in the altar. A lot of people use mole for that.
Okay, so it's a great way to honor your ancestors or those who have passed. Yeah. What does it take to make a good mole?
Un buen mole.
He's saying that a good mole has around 32 to 33 amount of ingredients with spices, chilies, and everything.
Whoa.
A proper mole can easily consist of up to 30 or even 50 different ingredients. Ingredients vary according to the recipe, but you'll usually find a mixture of nuts, fruits, spices, and especially chilies.
He has other moles like this. It's green. It looks like matcha, which I hate, but maybe it tastes like mole, which I love.
This type of mole is a little bit different. It's made with green chili. They also use a lot of herbs and spices like the leaves of the avocado tree, the root of the onion.
It's like a dry chili dust, way more powdery.
Yep.
Do they all have cacao powder?
This one does not have cacao powder.
Really? I love the ones with cacao, but I'm open to new types of mole. This one is orange.
This is called pipián, and they use chile guajillo, which gives it its color, and the seeds also give it a little lightness.
Oh, this like melts on your tongue like sugar.
It's sweet at the same time. It's a little bit spicy.
Dude, I want to mix all of these with my own cooking and just see what happens. This is fantastic.
This is Sarah. She's the reason we're here. Like most families in this town, Sarah is also in the mole business. She's been at it for 30 years. This is her factory, where they kick out over 1,000 pounds of mole per month. Today, her mole will be used as an offering to a recently deceased loved one.
Hola.
Hola.
Buenos dias.
Yes.
I ran out of Spanish.
I'll take from here.
Okay, thanks. I noticed this region is so famous for mole. Were you born in this area?
Sí.
Oh, so you just grew up with this. How many different types do you make?
Tres.
She makes 3 types of moles in here. This one that we're gonna have, which is almendrado.
Mole almendrado means almond mole.
Nice.
A specialty in this town, consisting on average of 26 ingredients, all roasted or dried, so the mole will last longer.
Oh, we have these in Minnesota, but for a different reason, usually for snow. And it's never snowed ingredients like this. Oh, it smells so good, right?
It smells really good. Chocolatey.
Oh, yes. Can you tell me what these ingredients are?
Plátano, chocolate, galleta, almendras, avellanas, nuez, cacahuate, pasas, tortilla, pan, ajo, nada más.
Okay, good. The recipe you're using, is this something that was handed down to you? Something that you've developed or changed over the years?
Lo inventamos.
This is a special recipe. It's from her husband and her, and they have been modifying it 3 years to get to the perfect recipe that they have right now.
Wow.
First, they grind dried chilies. Then mix that with sesame seeds and grind that too. Now, all the ingredients are mixed together and ground. The one thing all moles have in common is complexity, an abundance of ingredients, and a time-consuming process. Not too long ago, all this work would have been done by hand, using stone mortars and pestles, while still achieving the same fine powdery texture. Considering the labor involved, it's easy to see how this became a treasured dish. Finally, refine the mixture with a different machine, creating an even finer powder. But this is not its final form. From here, Sarah brings the mole home along with a couple other Day of the Dead staples, candied squash and candied sweet potatoes. Late in the evening, tucked away on the hillside of this small town, you'll find a tranquil ambiance, peppered with distant barking from alarm dogs. But this night is different from other nights. Tonight, this family is expecting the brief return home of a recently lost loved one. The father-in-law of Sarah and her sister. Outside, a decorative flower wreath that reads, "Welcome, Father." As open as Sarah and her family are, I can't help but feel I'm imposing on an event I may not ever truly understand. Aside from the giant sprawling altar, things seem normal. The sounds of people making food and savory aromas slowly creeping from the kitchen. Preparing food for tonight's dinner, Sarah's sister, Lucia. Right now, she's making her father-in-law's favorite meal, a meal that'll soon be presented to him at the altar. In a pot, add olive oil, then the mole paste. Add water and stir until it becomes a thick sauce. She adds chopped cactus, shrimp, potatoes, rosemary. The aromatic mole gravy carries captivating wafts of cacao, nuts, and chilies. Finally, she adds shrimp cakes and serves the mole with rice.
First of all, I want to say thank you so much for inviting us into your home. This meal looks incredible. Was it something you would have made every year?
Sí.
And why mole?
Porque se supone nuestros abuelos.
She's saying that her grandparents taught her that she should cook something that is meatless completely, so they don't feel like they're eating the flesh of the dead.
You know, in the USA, meat is like from any kind of living animal, but a lot of people around the world say meat to mean not seafood. Seafood is seafood and meat is like land animals. Yes. So we do have protein, technically. We have shrimp, and then there's also like a shrimp cake. These are the potatoes. How do you say potato?
Papa.
Oh, reminds me of my dad. I'm not sure why. How do you say dad?
Papa.
I'm gonna try the potato.
I'm going in for the shrimp cake.
Wow. It's like some kind of cheat code or some new hidden bonus level was unlocked from my palate. I didn't know that these kinds of flavors could exist. Really rich, chocolatey taste mixed with spicy, mixed with savory. Then the shrimp is blending in there too. It's so nice.
Por eso cuando lo comemos.
She was telling me that they only eat this in Day of the Dead and in Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's something that's very traditional. It's very nostalgic. I'm gonna get some of this cake.
These are made with egg and shrimp.
It's kind of spongy. It soaked up a bunch of that mole. That is so delicious. So you were cooking these at your shop. You make mole, but upstairs you were making a bunch of like kind of candied squash. You were making these. What are you making these for?
Porque se acostumbra a poner en la ofrenda.
These are made so they can be put in the altar because her father-in-law really liked it. In the tradition of the Day of the Dead, they believe that at night all the spirits will come back to earth and they will go to their altar and they'll start eating off their favorite food and drinks that they left for them.
During that time, where do you want to be when that happens?
I couldn't tell you whether Feliciano came to visit that night. Regardless, this ceremony, these rituals, exist to serve the dead and the living.
Sometimes things happen beyond your control.
Sarah and her family stare grief and loss in the eyes, helping to bring closure to a difficult fact of life that we'll all face one day.
Era una persona muy dadivosa, muy responsable de su familia, de sus hijos. Él le ofrecía siempre todo lo que él tenía. Él decía, solo hay un vaso de agua. Repárteselos a mis hijos, aunque no me des.
Like a storm that's passed on.
In Mexico, there's an ancient cooking tradition that goes back generations.
Seems like something's about to happen. Sí.
A recipe where the meat is cooked with patience and the utmost respect.
What is that? It's so full of something. This looks awesome.
Today I'm on a mission to explore Mexico's famous barbacoa. From the farm,
sorry, epic sneeze,
to the table.
Have you ever eaten testicles?
Once, but so long ago, I do not have a fresh memory of what they taste like.
You make some new memories right now.
Along the way, I'll be unearthing some of this country's most unique food.
It has all kinds of insane ingredients, but the one that stands out the most are the worms.
And it all starts here, a 2-hour drive from Mexico City.
Hola.
Hola, hola.
This is my first time being surrounded by so many lambs. And they also sneeze. It's really weird.
Yeah, all I hear is a bunch of coughing around me.
Meet Herman. He's a content creator and one half of the duo behind Monks of Munch.
We're here because of you, man. This place is yours. Can you tell us more about it? What happens here at this compound?
Here they have the whole process, since the birth of the sheep, to the sacrifice of the sheep, to the cooking, and all the way down to the table where they take it to the restaurant in Mexico City.
The restaurant we'll be going to later, that's your restaurant.
Exacto, exacto.
And all of this is called barbacoa.
Yes.
So, oh God, one just sneezed on me. Why did I choose to do this? What exactly is barbacoa?
Barbacoa is an ancient cooking method that involves slow cooking a whole animal or several animals in an underground pit.
It's been used way back since the Mayans, where they used to...
Sorry, epic sneeze. Keep going. The Mayans.
This goes all the way back to the Mayans, where they used to cook it in pits with volcanic rocks that were super hot.
I've seen underground cooking in other countries like Oman.
We want this to be airtight, no air getting out.
But I've never seen anything quite like this.
The traditional way is with lamb, but there's many other proteins that people use, like beef.
So you think lamb is the best?
As you can see, that's what he believes.
They look super tasty. Not yet, but at some point. I'm sure when they stop sneezing and shitting on me. So, is it all men in here? I see a lot of balls.
The females are used for breeding only.
Okay. See, so it's all guys.
Instinto racional.
Instinct. What makes your barbacoa so much better than the rest?
Es lo que tenemos para que ese sabor se mantenga y no ocupamos ningún otro tipo de alimento.
Keep going.
Moises insists that half the incredible lamb flavor starts with the lamb's diet. Wheat, barley, oats, rolled yellow corn, sorghum, and a variety of grasses.
This area is the feeding area where they are getting ready to be sacrificed.
So they'll be slaughtered soon.
Yeah. That is why we are in an elevated platform, so they don't have humidity. They play some music for the lamb to be relaxed and not be so scared at the moment of the sacrifice.
We need to go on to the next stage, and I think that starts with getting out of here before we get sneezed on anymore. Why lamb and not sheep?
The main difference is the flavor and the texture. It needs to be at 5 months and 40 to 45 kilograms to be the perfect lamb.
After being dispatched, they begin a process I've never seen before. An air hose is used to inflate the carcass before the skinning can begin. Aside from the blood and skin, every part of this lamb will be used in the dishes we're trying today. And I mean, everything. After the lamb hangs for an hour, it's ready to be portioned into 9 distinct cuts.
Así la voz. Vamos a sacar primero la espaldilla. En esta parte de aquí. Se respeta el filete. Sacamos las costillas al centro. Un costillar.
Chef Moises inherited this barbacoa recipe from his father-in-law.
How long have you been doing this?
Es un trabajo de familia.
It is a family job for himself, 35 years plus of experience doing barbacoa. He said that nowadays we have a lot of ways of cooking things and even better methods, but for him it's about tradition and keeping it alive.
2 piernas, un espinazo, 2 costillas, un cuello que está precioso y 2 espaldillas.
With the meat ready, it's time to put it in the pit. The fires are made using Encino oak wood that's been aged for 5 years. These fires produce an incredible amount of heat as the wood logs reduce into embers. While the flames rage on, they prepare the maguey leaves.
So I think they're cooking it for a couple of reasons. One is to make it soft and pliable, and 2 is maybe for hygiene reasons, maybe to disinfect it on the super hot corrugated steel. I'm not sure.
The maguey is an ancient native plant in Mexico. Its utilities here are endless. It can be made into alcohol, used as food, or aid in the cooking process, as we'll soon see. With the embers near ready, Moises prepares the first food that will descend into the fiery pit. It's called
consommé.
Consommé, a large pot of water consisting of dried chilies, garbanzo beans, rice, onions, epazote, garlic, and water. The consommé settles on the bottom of the pit. It's covered with a wooden lattice, then maguey leaves.
The meat is about to go in. You can feel the heat radiating from this pit. There we go. With the leaves, each part goes in. There's 9 different parts.
The consommé will both send steam up toward the meat while also receiving fatty drippings, creating a rich, flavorful broth.
Nothing's been pre-seasoned. We have the broth, and then he's just tossed a little bit of salt on there, and then that's it. There's no complex flavor profile, there's no dry rub, there's no wet rub. It's just about using the right wood and really good quality meat.
On the perimeter, layers of more maguey leaves, a lamb stomach stuffed with diced organs and spices. Then a clear bag, made from the maguey leaf, known as michiote. This michiote happens to be stuffed with lamb testicles. We'll get back to that later. Now, seal the pit with more maguey leaves and another lattice. Then more maguey leaves, tarps, and finally, good old-fashioned dirt. If executed correctly, the protein and the heat should be isolated from the outside environment. Even the smoke is trapped inside. This sweltering cooking process isn't complete until 16 hours later.
What helped you kind of develop the high standards you have today?
Trasciende de la familia.
The standards come from her family, that he was fortunate to have her in her life, and now they continue with that tradition. She started when she was a little girl, and when they got married, he joined the family business.
Okay, so if anyone is doing the quality testing here, it's you.
Sí.
Yeah.
While the barbacoa roasts heiress to this meat empire, Norma treats us to a unique dining experience that I cannot pass up.
First, we will start with this pre-Hispanic meal. We have escamol, eggs of the ant.
Eggs of the ant?
Yes, sir.
These are really big. Grande huevos. Well, I'm talking about myself.
On the flat top, she adds butter, onions, epazote, and peppers. Then the good stuff, a mound of ant eggs.
It's also known as the Mexican caviar.
I like that. This is a lot of eggs in one taco. It's like a pound of eggs.
It's really good.
Every day I tell myself I'm done with tacos, and then every day I find something like this that brings me back.
You won't find this in the north or in the south, only in the center of the country.
And we're in the center right now.
We're in the center right now.
He's really hamming it up.
Buttery, nutty.
It's almost like a cottage cheese, because the eggs are kind of sticky. The flavors are brilliant, and just tons of butter. That's awesome. All right, let's wash it down with some of this. What's this?
This is the first liquid that comes out of the plants. Maguey?
Maguey.
Really? You can drink maguey?
Yeah.
Maguey?
Maguey.
Maguey? Whoa. This plant is so versatile. It's naturally sweet. It's almost like lemonade, but without the citrus.
Y me da mucho gusto.
He's so happy that you had this experience today and that you found aguamiel.
Yeah, this is so good.
Salud, salud.
Finally, after 16 hours of roasting, it's time to meet our meat.
The digging has begun. They're gonna unearth the barbacoa. Oh yes, look at the steam. It's really important to get all this dirt out of the way, because soon we're gonna be opening the pit, and then all that dirt could fall down into the food and touch the food, and we don't want that. You can see they're repurposing these leaves. He's cleaning them off here, and then he's putting it in the box. This box is where our meat is gonna go very soon. Oh my gosh, this looks awesome. So here's the head. He's putting some salt on there right away. That goes in the box. The smells here, guys, this is ridiculous. It's like fresh bread out the oven, except for it's fresh lamb. Bless it with some salt. Oh my gosh, this is wild. There's 9 pieces for each lamb. Look at this part right here. And you can see the ribs poking through this meat. I bet you could just grab it with your hand. It's like melting right off. Whoa, dude, this meat looks so crazy. Pours off the extra juice. You can, pour that into your mouth. So he's showing me now the bone. The bone is coming out. It's so soft, it's so tender. He just pulls it out like it's nothing. Hits it with a little bit of salt. Gracias. Oh my gosh. There's nothing like that. That is so good, so tender. Melt in your mouth, juicy and delicious. Wow. This is the stomach, full of intestine, but there's heart, there's lung, all the internal organs are in here. I mean, the stomach is the perfect cooking vessel, and this is steamed up beautifully. Oh my God. Even the intestine is like the best intestine I've ever had. A little chewy and delicious, but even that's still pretty soft. So this is another stomach. This is a red stomach. It's prepared with red chilies. Cut it open. Oh my gosh. I would not lie to you. One of the coolest food experiences I've ever had. It's so delicious. Oh, more?
Huh?
Oh, please, yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is unbelievable. Wow, muy delicioso. It's really good. I was gonna speak Spanish, but I can't. My brain is discombobulated. I'm so happy right now. So this is the feet. Full of delicious collagen. It's fatty, it's oily, he just spit out all the bones. That's how you do it, like a boss. Like that's the hoof, that's everything. And it's so tender and soft that it just comes right off the bone. Can I keep this bone so I can remember this moment forever?
Claro.
Okay. Gracias.
The maguey leaves are used to wrap and preserve the meat as it heads to its final destination, the restaurant. And that's where I'm headed next.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to El Hidalgoense, renowned as one of the top spots for barbacoa in Mexico City. It's open only 3 days a week, and the meat is shipped freshly cooked each day. What you get depends on what you ask for. With several cuts to choose from, there's a wide range of flavor and textures to be experienced.
We have a nice, beautiful bowl of broth right here. This is breakfast.
This is breakfast in Mexico, yeah.
Remember that consommé broth? It's also been cooked down, along with concentrated savory lamb drippings.
Primero lo probamos sin nada.
First, we try without anything.
That's powerful.
Now some limon, a little bit of onion. Step number 3.
Oh, there's another step?
Drunk salsa, matcha salsa, and green salsa.
Drunk salsa. now there's some spice. Every time he's adding more layers to it.
He's saying that the combination of the lime, onion, and the salsa makes it whole and explodes the flavors.
Better than espresso. Yes, consomme is fine, but really, what I want to do this morning is eat balls with you.
Remember this? Lamb testicle michiote. First, skin the testicle. Slice them up and combine them with lamb fat, onions, epazote, and dried chilies. Mix and place inside these clear bags made organically from the skin of the maguey leaves. After roasting for 16 hours with the rest of the lamb, it's ready to eat.
Oh, have you ever eaten testicles?
Once, but so long ago, I do not have a fresh memory of what they taste like.
We can make some new memories right now. Looks like a slice of sausage, but that's really the testicle. Let's try it out. Cheers. It's very soft and tender. It tastes like meat that's been really finely minced or ground up, even though it's not that at all. It's just a sliced section of the testicle. It can almost be smeared like a pate.
Exactly.
Está muy bueno, muy bueno, muy bueno, muy bueno, muy bueno.
I'm really impressed. That's some good balls. I gotta say, in every country I go to, usually this is more of a man's dish.
También, también.
In here, women, men, children, everybody eats balls.
In Asia, where I'm from, they believe it gives you some health benefits or stamina. Are there any benefits here, or it's just a good food? Hey. So what is the most popular cut that people come here for?
He's telling us that each piece has its uniqueness and the demand for them are equal. Everybody loves different parts of it and they all ask for it in different ways.
But what about the head? Because every lamb has 4 legs, but just one head.
He said that the demand for the head is really high, that people reserve their head with 8 days before.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
All right, today we're in luck. Have you ever had lamb head?
This is my first time.
Could be great.
I'm excited.
Next, a cut worth fighting for. The lamb head, sent straight from the oven to the table. Along with it, a collection of lamb cuts prepared by Chef Moises himself.
Armand?
Yes.
Everything today has built up to this moment.
This is a big portion. I've never seen it in this size.
Oh my gosh, let me unveil it for you right now. You ready?
Yes.
Whoosh. Ah.
It's incredible.
Ay caramba.
Ay caramba.
So this is, I don't know, 10 pounds of meat right here. It looks almost the same as when we first saw it, when they were walking past us.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same. We're gonna build up to the head. I think we just have to go straight meat at first. Oh my gosh. Oh dear Lord.
It's crazy to think that it's only made with salt.
Right, there's no overabundance of seasonings. It's just like the natural flavors of the lamb.
Sometimes less is more.
A lot of people might have certain flavor expectations with Mexican food, especially where I come from. There's like a lot of cumin and different spices that are used that become familiar, that get locked into our heads like that's Mexican food.
Yeah.
I think when you come here, either to this restaurant or this city, you have to drop your preconceived notions of what Mexican food is and just take it for what it is. It's gonna make the experience a lot more enjoyable.
Absolutely.
Oh man, it's very fatty, the meat.
Yeah.
And so to go with something that's fatty, tequila.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's 9:56?
Hey, it's drinking time.
AM.
Let's go.
Cheers.
Salud, hermano. Salud, salud. ¿Estás listo?
A little bit of lime juice. Sour. What's this one?
Sangrita.
Ah, it's sweet. Wow, I went through every emotion just now. I think we should slam one of these inside of a taco.
Like a good Mexican, you should never pick the tortilla on the top. Go for the middle, because they're warmer.
Thank you for teaching me how to be Mexican. So I'm gonna slap on the meat, and we just have so much to choose from here. And then this. It has all kinds of insane ingredients, but the one that stands out the most are the worms.
On a flat top, green tomatoes, chilies, garlic, and onions are seared along with the worms.
Those worms grow in the maguey plant, which wrap the barbacoa.
So I love how much this plant has come interacting with everything we're cooking.
When it's ready, hit it with the mortar and pestle until the contents reduce down to a lumpy paste. Some say it's even better than guac.
This is gonna be one of the most unique tacos I've ever had. I've never had salsa with worms in it before. Tons of delicious meat. Let's go for it. This is out there, man. It's so fresh, it's so spicy. The meat is so tender, it goes so well in that nice big soft corn tortilla. I mean, sometimes the corn tortillas can be a little dry. Not these, super soft. And then this salsa, man, this is something else.
It feels fresh, it feels natural, it's so good.
But it's also wormy. It's not bad, it's just kind of earthy. It gives it some cojones.
Absolutely.
Right here, we have a freaking head. This is a cheek.
Of this part is the cheek of the lamb.
This is a gift for you.
Thank you so much. That is like the best part.
Oh, there's a little bit more cheek meat here. Oh, there we go. Wow, we revealed a beautiful smile. Look at that. I'll give it a flip. Oh, yes. Lower jowl meat. Oh, this one's for you. This is probably one of the best bites on the whole lamb. Oh.
This is the best part. It just falls apart completely in your mouth.
Man, what a unique flavor, texture. It's fatty, it's protein, it's mushy, it's tender. I'm gonna go in, I don't know if there's a tongue in here. Oh, there's a lot of meat in here.
It just falls apart.
All right, roof of the mouth. Weird. It probably ate or breathed through that. And then the tongue has a bunch of stuff attached on the bottom. There's so much stuff. And then this is potential dentures. The roof of the mouth is here. The tongue is here. I'm gonna give you the tongue and I'm gonna eat the roof.
Okay. I'm taking off the outer layer and this inside part of the tongue is pure lean meat. It's delicious.
I've got the roof.
I got the tongue.
Cheers. This is so strange. Usually I don't overthink the food because I've been doing this for a long time, but I'm eating the hard palate of a lamb. Those lambs are sneezing all over me, you know what I mean? But it's very tender.
This part is super delicious. It is lean, it is tender, it is amazing. Try it.
All right.
That is my favorite part of the whole barbacoa.
It's lean, but it becomes super tender and soft. I think we've done it. This is incredible. Barbacoa. The restaurant experience is incredible, but there's no way to fully understand this dish unless you really see where it comes from. And you see the care and the time and the effort. It's very unique. You know, around the world, a lot of people cook food underground. I've had in India, it was amazing there, but each place does it a little bit differently. It's all right. On. Here, it's done so well in a way that's just so unique to Mexico. And I love that they're using every single part of the animal, from the roof of the mouth to the bottom of its feet. Like, everything is utilized, and everything's delicious. Without a bunch of heavy seasoning or crazy spices, just salt, good technique, and good ingredients.
Today, Calvin and I are immersing ourselves in the country where tacos were first invented.
Mucho gusto!
From the unbelievably cheap
7 pesos each tacos.
Very affordable.
To the shockingly expensive.
That is expensive.
We'll find out which tasty taco gives us the most bang for our buck. Let's go.
Calvin, Sonny, put her there. It's there. We're in Mexico. You are a taquero. See, I've eaten your taco. Yes. To you, what makes a good taco?
For me, a taco is all about the ingredients. We want freshness. We want inventiveness. But we want flavor.
For me, it has to exist. Vámonos?
Vámonos.
In Mexico, tacos are everywhere, from high-end restaurants and traditional family eateries to frantic street-side stalls selling tacos for only $1. But what if you're looking for something even cheaper? I'm talking just a few pennies for a tortilla full of yum. For that, you need to look for this. Bikes like these, usually with a basket on the back, being driven up and down the streets of Mexico City with only one mission: to serve the most affordable tacos out there. It all starts in the taco seller's home.
Sir, good morning.
Buenos dias.
Meet Hasso Gonzalez. He and his family have been selling basket tacos for the last 24 years.
We're just a little bit outside of where you live, and we're at your restaurant. Now, is this something that a lot of people do in the city?
Muchas personas venden tacos en la Ciudad de México desde sus bicicletas.
Sí.
Yeah.
Meet our translator. His name is Gabriel. He's fluent in Spanish and English. Plus, we couldn't find anyone else.
How much does it cost for just one taco?
7 pesos.
7 pesos each taco.
That's very affordable.
Sure.
Preparing the tacos takes about 2 to 3 hours. When the food is ready, it's loaded onto the bike and he hits the streets, zigzagging through the roads and avenues until every last taco is sold.
How many days a week are you doing this?
7 days a week.
7?
Wow.
This guy's a hardworking guy.
He is.
Hasso sells 3 taco flavors. After filling each tortilla, they're laid in a basket, topped with onions. Then, a step I did not expect. The entire contents of the basket is doused with searing hot pork grease.
Why do you do that?
Para que se suden.
They get sweaty. The other way that you call them is sweaty tacos.
That's my nickname in high school.
This morning, we wake up our taste buds with his potato tacos, stuffed with a seasoned mashed potato filling. Upon ordering, Hasso fills it with his spicy green salsa.
He's like Santa Claus.
Hey, here you go.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, that looks good. It's just potato, but it looks very filling, very hearty. Try it out.
Sure. Such a simple...
Oh, it's so spicy. It's so spicy.
I'm trying to maintain the heat right now.
Oh, I feel alive.
A simple ingredient like a potato, right? With spices and love, it becomes something completely different.
Yeah, have you ever been to India? Half the Indian food is potatoes, and then how can we spice it to just make it taste awesome? That's what he's done here. Incredibly spiced and incredible salsa, man. That salsa hits you like pop.
Para que sientan.
It's for you to feel Mexico.
Yeah. Okay. I feel it. I'm ready for more.
Hasso also sells frijoles refritos, or refried bean tacos.
Now, are these pinto beans or black beans?
Es negro.
Canceled.
In his kitchen, he stirs up a huge pot of refried beans with chicken broth, lard, and epazote.
You try it out?
Let's go for it. For me, it's consistency. It's the smoothness of the beans. It's the nice wrapped corn tortilla. This is a perfect way to start the morning.
We have one taco remaining, the chicharon.
Chicharrones.
This is the closest we're getting to some real protein here. The other two are basically vegan. Now we're getting into some real animal territory.
It's pressed chicharron. They pressed it, and then they season it with a red sauce.
Okay, so this has been pressed, and we're about to be impressed. Let's try it out.
Oh my God, that's so flavorful.
It's got more animal flavor to it, right? It's oily, it's meaty, it's heavy. I'm super impressed. I didn't know what to expect. I mean, they're like, it's a few cents for tacos. I was like, well, this is gonna be a disaster. They're good. Sir, thank you so much for inviting us into your home and showing us a little bit more about your lifestyle and your food especially. Tremendous.
In Mexico City, one of the most legendary taco sites is the Trompo, Al Pastor tacos, shaved off a giant pile of beautifully seasoned meat. Usually, it's made from pork. Some make it with beef or chicken, but our next mad food scientist has completely gone off the deep end.
Chef, put her there.
Hello.
This is Chef Daniel Silva. He took this 64-year-old family restaurant and added his own wild seafood inventions.
We're so excited for the food here. It's very unique. It's unlike anything you've had before here in Mexico. I guarantee you that, Kelvin.
Good, I cannot wait.
Before we get into the food, I must ask you about your mustache.
Parece de alacrán.
It looks like a scorpion.
A scorpion?
Se hacen a base de la lumbre.
He curls it with a...
Wow. Can you try to curl mine with that?
Yeah.
Oh!
We're here for the octopus. The octopus here is so famous, you even have it on your chef jacket right here. What do you like so much about octopus?
Pues la carne es deliciosa.
The meat is delicious, and the way it's cooked al pastor is much more delicious.
Now wait, al pastor, that's usually reserved for pork.
You can do that with an octopus?
Claro que sí, se puede hacer con eso.
And you can make it with basically anything.
Trompo de león.
He just said that you can make a trompo out of lion.
Have you done that before?
Sí, claro.
Of course, yeah, many times.
Does it make you?
Te hace fuerte, duro, macizo, mira.
Hold on. What's that? Huh?
Duro.
Okay.
Bing.
Cooking begins with octopus and pineapple slices,
How many kilos of octopus do you go through in a month?
marinating in Al Pastor sauce.
300 kilos diarios.
300 kilos daily.
Wait, daily?
Daily.
Sí.
Now, the construction.
Pulpo, pulpo, pulpo por pulpo.
He's just saying octopus, octopus, octopus.
He's just explaining the way the al pastor is
Wait,
like.
is he explaining it to me like I'm a child? Octopus, 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 octopus.
Alternate octopus and pineapple slices on a steel rod.
The pastor almost fully built. Now the cherry on top, we must seal it with this?
Sí, yes.
Okay. He wants me to help out.
Whoa.
More.
Good. This is good.
Check this out. This is the most strange type of creation I've seen in Mexico. Pastor with tons of little octopuses. This is gonna be wild.
When guests order, he slices the tentacles and finishes them on the flat top. Assemble the tacos with fresh pineapple cubes, red onions, guacamole, and even more Al Pastor sauce.
This looks incredible. We've really leveled up in size, in quality, and in price. This is a little bit over $4 per taco. Now, in Mexico, that ain't cheap. The average taco here on the street with like plenty of meat and some good salsa is about $1. And so this is 4 times that price.
But you're paying for this, right?
I have brought pesos.
Thank God. Okay,
Yes.
back to the show.
I want to get a taste of this octopus. Look at this, dude. Is there anything better than like a nice long tentacle? As it's getting more slender, the texture changes continuously. It can be like gelatinous on the top. It can be crunchy on the bottom, and then every shade in between. Should we try it out?
I'm ready.
Oh, that's delicious. Wow, it's so tender, but just firm enough.
The texture of this octopus is so succulent. It's almost like biting into scallops.
But the flavors on there, it looks like it would be really high. It's not spicy at all. It's just savory and juicy.
And juicy. Oh, it's so juicy.
It looks amazing. It looks creepy. It's sensational. Try it out.
That is good.
This is the first taco I've had with pineapple here. It kind of just explodes with fruity sweetness. It goes so well with the seafood.
They put a lot of love into it, and they don't try to go over the top. It's very simple. Everything on that plate, you can identify, right?
Well, hold on, what's that?
Octopus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Tacos in Mexico are delicious, diverse, and extremely affordable, usually around just $1 each. So how on earth am I gonna find high-end, pricey tacos in this city? I came here to find out.
Hola, may I shake your hand?
Meet Javier Valenzuela, one of the chefs here at Cormio. This high-end restaurant specializes in fusing Mexican street food with influences from LA and New York. That means traditional, time-tested classics that are elevated using high-end ingredients and high-end techniques.
We've eaten a lot of tacos today, some very unique tacos, and it's all built up to this moment. I'm fascinated by this idea of street food being elevated. I've seen it all around the world, but we're here for tacos. Can tacos be fine dining food?
Sí, por supuesto. Yes, of course. From the technique to the quality of the ingredients, you can bring it to the highest level.
Where do you get inspiration to make these tacos?
Somos mexicanos, taco para todo. We're Mexican, there's always a taco for everything.
That is the best answer everywhere.
I went to a tortilla factory and they put salt on it. They're like, here's salt taco. I mean, and that's basically what we started with today. And now we're gonna try one of the most luxurious tacos in the place that invented tacos. I bet there's expensive tacos in the USA, but it's gonna be filled with what?
Lobster, caviar, and gold flakes.
But here, they're focused on good quality ingredients and elevating Mexican traditions that have been around a long time. Are you ready, Calvin?
I am pumped. This is gonna be the best taco of my life.
Today we're taking on a 3-course taco journey, starting with black beef tacos. The unique black color comes from the onions, scorched in the oven until they become as dark as Kim Jong-un's soul.
The onion ash, what flavor does it provoke?
Obviamente el color, it gives the color, obviously, and it gives a smoky flavor to it.
Now, the beef, seasoned with something they call pariente. Then lemon pepper and juice made from lime, cumin, oregano, and garlic. Now add the onion ash. Grill for 20 minutes and finish on the flat top. Serve with cilantro, onions, and lime.
Calvin,
Sonny,
this entire day is built up to this moment. So this is our first taco, and this is not affordable.
the quality of meat here is a lot better, say, what you can find on the sidewalk. But is it gonna be better in taste? We should take a bite without any sauce
Yes.
first. Really savor that meatiness, and then put the salsa on it. Oh my God.
Wow.
First and foremost, the tortilla. It is fresh. It's so aromatic. Then the meat. The meat has so much fat ladled running through that ribeye.
Do you taste the blackness?
I don't taste the blackness, but I taste the char in the beef. As it's rotating on the trompo, it's getting hit by heat on one side. And it really gets these nice charred bits. And it has a nice smokiness to it.
I do think it's mostly about the look. It's badass. They have a big black trompo. So it stands out. It's very unique and absolutely delicious. Let's try it with some salsa verde.
Okay, let's go.
Incredible. Fresh, meaty, delicious. When Elon Musk eats tacos, these are the tacos he eats.
Dude, Elon's Mexican. It's Elon.
Oh, I thought he was South African.
No, it's Belon. He
Elon?
dropped the P, and it's Elon Musk.
The second course is a shocker. This is cobrito. Essentially, it's a suckling goat, a baby that's only ever eaten its mother's milk.
It only weighs around 5 kilos.
Around 1 month of age, it's ready for slaughter. It's a popular ingredient in Iberian and Latin American cuisines.
Why do you prepare goat when it's so young?
Por la ternura y la suavidad.
For the tenderness of their meat and for the pure flavor of their meat.
Here they cut the kid into big chunks and throw it in a huge pot of lard. Here it'll confit, slow cooking for the next 6 hours, making it even more tender.
I can't imagine how soft this child goat is gonna be. This is gonna be wild.
The meat is shredded and tossed on the flat top, joined by tortillas, slathered in Peruvian refried bean sauce. To finish it off, a few cubes of butter. Topped with avocado and their special salsa. Garnish with fresadilla tomatoes and parsley.
First and foremost, this taco has been drenched in a sauce.
It's the enchilada of tacos.
It is the tacos of enchiladas.
What's most special about this, I think, is about what's inside, just like us.
I have no goats inside it.
We're about to, but first we have to get through to the bottom of it. I mean, it is soggy already. Try it out.
All right. Oh, this confit baby goat just shreds apart.
This sauce on here, it's like a Mexican barbecue sauce, and then the meat is just so tender. It is like a very moist pulled pork where it's almost like little watery.
Soft, supple, and sweet. It has a sweetness to it.
People around the world are obsessed with young meat, whether it's eating lamb in barbacoa or eating a very young goat here. The younger the animal, the softer the meat. Your meat would be very tough. It'd be like chewing on an inner tube.
And that's only halfway how rough I am.
Ladies.
And men.
Next taco.
Our final and most expensive taco is made with bone marrow. Roasted in the oven.
It's a bone from the cow.
Then moved to the flat top.
The femur? The femur.
Oh, sorry. I was like, is the bone more tender in the calf?
Joined by Wagyu filet mignon, the most tender cut of beef. Seasoned with salt, doused with 2 savory sauces.
Bone marrow gives all the flavor to the dish. It gives the punch. Once you mix it with a fresh meat, it gives like a really strong flavor to it.
Melt asadero cheese and top it with a corn tortilla. Finish with parsley tempura and yuzu sauce.
Our final taco experience right here. Wow. Every layer of this is incredible. There's a tortilla, a crusty cheese on top of that, then a thin slice of filet mignon, and then the bone marrow. Even on top of the bone marrow, they've put some
yuzu.
What's that?
A Japanese citrus.
Japanese citrus. And so it's 100% authentically Mexican.
Or Japanese.
With a touch of Japan. Bone marrow is tricky, right? Because it can easily be too much of a good thing.
Oh, of course.
Like, you can't just eat it by the spoonful. You're gonna literally feel sick. It's oily, buttery, but kind of gritty too.
I think that's the bone.
Oh, I ate too far. Oh, it just plopped out.
Oh.
I'm gonna spread it.
Now, filet mignon is known for having no fat. It's the most tender part of the steer. They added this extra layer of fat.
It is a river of fat. Let's take a quick bite.
Okay. Oh my God, that's good.
That is wild. What the hell, man?
The cheese has a nice layer of texture. The filet cooked beautifully. But to top it all off, the creme de la creme, that bone marrow. Sonny, this is probably the best taco I've ever had in my lifetime. This is elevation at its primal peak.
This is a one-of-a-kind experience. This is really incredible. I know it's expensive, but for this level of quality, I think it's quite reasonable.
I think it's very reasonable to have dinner between 2 friends at this price point. And then the atmosphere, the service.
The people, the music. We're here with all of our friends.
Sonny, there's no one here, dude.
You're my only friend.
I didn't think we're that close, Sonny.
Calvin,
Sonny.
We went to 3 different locations and we paid 3 different price amounts of money. I did, not you in particular.
Thank God.
I want to know which one for you gave you the most bang for my buck.
The best bang for your buck was the modernized Mexican elevated tacos. The filet mignon, the bone marrow, that might be the best taco I've ever had.
I hate doing this, Calvin.
Are we doing the same one?
Here's the thing. I enjoyed every single location. Today, with the very affordable tacos, I didn't know what to expect because with less money, you're gonna get less ingredients and certainly not premium ingredients, but I like that a lot. In location 2, extremely unique, Pastor on the Trompo, but I have to agree with you. My best value for today is the 3rd location. I think it's super reasonable. I could have gotten half as much and then shared it with someone who I actually like to hang out with.
Like me. Don't think.
Just say yes. Yes. Great. Guys, that is the end of the video. A huge thank you to my good friend Calvin. You can go follow Calvin right here on his YouTube channel. Become a subscriber and join him in his own fun food adventures. He's got a lot of them and a lot more coming, even some from Mexico. Ooh. Otherwise, that is it for this one, guys. We will see you next time. Wait, what? Okay, that's this one? We'll see you next time. Wait, what? Oh no, I'm broken as a person. What do I usually say? Guys, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. And then what? I never know. What's the ending? A peace!